Hi guys, this is Estelle. I'm like super psyched because today we're gonna do a chakra reading, and I kind of came across this reading, I forget, in one of my tarot books, and I just did it for myself and it was so insightful. So I'm just really excited. I think you guys are gonna love this, and I got super psyched because chakras are kind of energy centers in your body, and they're represented by like sort of like a wheel. And I was like trying to think of something that reminded me of like that wheel shape or that unfolding kind of thing. And I was like, flowers. Also, it's like springtime. So anyway, I thought it'd be cool to do different flowers. So I made 5 different piles. There's 7 chakras, and those are kind of represented by the colors up top. And we'll talk about all your chakras. We'll kind of do at the beginning of the reading a general energy check with a few cards that will represent you in your general energy. Then we'll do your chakra reading, and then we'll end with a couple of inspirational cards at the end, and that'll be really fun. So anyway, I'm just going to show you your different options. So first we have this rose, which I think is really lovely. Pile 1 is the rose. Pile 2 is this orange puppy. Pile 3, this sprig of orchids, kind of yellowish, little pink centers. Pile 4 is these cosmos, mini cosmos. And pile 5, I'm going to call it a peony. Looks like a peony to me. And kind of purplish color. Okay, so go ahead and pick your pile. Whichever one you pick is great. If you feel drawn toward it, and the energy check doesn't quite check out, maybe check a different pile if there was another one you were also drawn toward. So just have fun with it. I hope you get some good insights. Let me know in the comments below, and we'll see you at your reading. Hi, pile 1. If you chose the pile with the rose, this is your reading. Sure, we'll do that. Maybe move these guys over a little bit. Make space for your rose there. Okay. So first of all, we're going to do our energy check. So I pre-shuffled these cards, and I came with the butterfly, acceptance of love, and the 8th house, mystery. Now, I mean, the butterfly is a really amazing card talking about, obviously, total transformation, right? Butterflies are one creature when they're born. And then they go through this amazing process of metamorphosis and become a completely different animal. One that can do things that the other could not even dream of. So maybe you're in the midst of some type of personal transformation, or you're a person who is very familiar with needing to transform for some reason or another. The astrological card you got is the 8th house, which is about mystery. This is the house of Scorpio, so it has that scorpionic energy to it, and will kind of coat whatever else is going on in that energy. When I think of Scorpio, I think of creativity, including that part of creativity that allows for things to die away and be reborn. So these are very similar energies here between the butterfly and the 8th house. It was kind of so interesting that they came out in the same pile. The 8th house also talks about sexuality, any type of like birth of new things, right? So it all kind of lives in that realm. And then the Nature Whispers card that you got was the Acceptance of Love, which I don't know about you, but I really love this card. And it just, to me, looks like nature loving itself, right? Different aspects of nature, but definitely interpersonal in this case. Look at that kiss. So if this energy resonates kind of with where you're at right now, this is your reading, okay? So we can go forward and see what your chakras are wanting to tell us. Put these over here. So the deck that I'm going to use for the chakra reading is just my Rider Waite Smith Tarot deck. So sort of your classic deck, right? Huh. Funny, a few of those are flipped around already. So we're going to be looking for our root chakra first. And the chakras kind of, typically you would think of chakras as kind of coming up from the root. So maybe like these should really be ascending. So this should be like the root chakra down here, but there's not really space to do this in this space unless we flip the camera around. So we're going to do them sort of sideways and just kind of talk about them as if this was the base of your spine and this is the crown of your head. Now chakras are these really cool, I guess they're kind of pretty popular to talk about these days. It's an ancient like Hindu practice of relating to these different energy centers of your body. That still it's often related to like yoga and opening up. They call the Kundalini. There's like an energy that lives in the base of your spine, and as the energy centers are opened, it's thought that you become more and more connected, connecting your body to the spiritual world, okay? Because this is kind of the most physical part of your body. And then this is the most non-physical part of your body, okay? So it's a really interesting system, and not everybody agrees. Not all the Hindu sects agree on how these chakras work. So it's kind of just like in this instance, it's just like a kind of a fun way to look at your system. So I'll just put these down here. But what I like about this reading is it kind of just gives me a snapshot of like maybe where my body energy systems are at right now. And a good chance to just check in with myself. So what I did when I did my chakra reading was a kind of like, I read the cards and then I was like, okay, does this relate to my life right now? Does this relate to the different aspects of my body, my spirit? So, and in doing that, it kind of just gave me a chance to check in with all these different parts of myself. And I hope that's what this can do for you today. So even if it doesn't come, every part of it might not resonate, it's a general reading, but like, who knows, like this might provide some insight as to kind of where you're at, or at least a chance to just pay more attention to yourself, okay? Because that's always good. Okay, so here's your chakras here. Pile 1, the butterfly. We'll call you the butterfly. Okay. All right. So, pile 1, it looks like you're going through some stuff right now. I mean, even looking at your energy check, it looks like you are in the midst of a transformation. And just so you know, transformations, transitions in general in life are not clean processes, okay? They, even if the process was straightforward enough of what you had to do, it's still never comfortable to change things about your life, about the way that you're getting positive feedback in your life, about the ways that you're, you know, like anytime you're going through a transformation, it means that certain core things that you thought you knew about yourself might be shifting and changing. So this seems like there's really some stuff going on, and I'm just let's just take a look specifically. So starting out with the root chakra, which is kind of the root chakra, just so you know, is the red chakra, and it's kind of related to earth and grounding and your community. And it looks like you've experienced some loss in that area, or some disappointment. Like maybe there's some aspects of your life that aren't going the way you thought they were going to go with regards to these very foundational aspects of yourself. Okay, the Five of Cups is very like, you're not only experiencing some losses, but you're currently facing them. You're currently looking at them. Okay, so these 3 cups over here seemingly have spilled, right? One thing that I do like to note about the 5 of Cups, though, is you still have 2 upright cups. They're just behind you. So maybe perhaps right now your focus is on the loss, and maybe you don't entirely know yet the joys that could come from the situation, or the things that you already still have. Okay, so this is a little bit of a reminder to not give up hope, that those losses are part of this transition that you're going through, this transformation. And I really hope that you can begin to have a different mindset about that, because it looks like this is a really foundational spot for you, and it's going to be important that you're able to shift your mindset around this, maybe to think that there might be something that you're not looking at right now. Okay, which, let's just keep moving up here. So the next chakra is this orange chakra. It lives in the sacral. We call this one the root chakra. It's the very base. And then the sacral chakra is kind of like the area of like maybe your pelvis, your lower belly, the area of creativity and sexuality and new life and all of that. And right now it looks like you are in a spot of resting so deeply. It's hard to tell if you're even still alive right now, okay? And that's okay, because this is a moment, this is telling you, perhaps even, when I see this card, it reminds me of deep meditation and preparation. So the part of you that wants to be creative, that wants to create new things right now, is quiet. It doesn't mean that it's actually dead, though, okay? This is not meaning, you might feel like it's dead. This is the trick with this card, okay? Is not to be tricked into thinking that things are completely over, okay? This is the part of the butterfly cycle where the butterfly, by the way, this creature completely disintegrates and reconfigures into a creature with wings, okay? And I love this about butterflies, and I just can't get over the fact that this is how this works. But just so you know, this guy here, at some point was a caterpillar, then becomes absolutely nothing before turning into a butterfly, okay? So I want you to think about this as you're here. This is a very cocooning kind of card, because you're here laying in, maybe inside this tomb even, okay? Waiting, meditating, getting maybe some energy work, some Reiki, okay? This is a moment to take some time to do any kind of self-care practices that you have, okay? With regards to your creativity, to your new life. Just don't be expecting that to look super flourishing right now, because it is brewing. It is coming alive, okay? So you might think you have some disappointments, but you are just right now just doing the deep work that you can't even perhaps be aware of, okay? If you're starting to get glimmers, great. I'm excited for you. I'm really hopeful for you. But something's coming, okay? So don't give up hope. Please take care of yourself. Take a bath, meditate, go walk in nature, do something that feels restful to your soul, okay? This is what this is talking about. This area of new life, if you're feeling that lack of that, okay? I'm feeling you right now. All right, but let's keep going here up to the solar plexus chakra, which is this yellow guy, okay? Yellow is that fiery color, that symbol of you being you, your sort of self in the world, maybe your ego, but like not in a negative sense. This is like literally everybody needs to have a personality in the world, right? This is how we show up. It's important that we have it. It doesn't have to be full of itself or anything. This guy, look at this. This is so exciting. So, while your creative juices might still be in the waiting, your you-ness in the world is starting to plant, is what I'm seeing here, okay? There's some plans a brewing. So look at this. You've got some collaboration going on. Maybe you're working on building something physically. Does not have to be physically though. It could be community-wise. It could be in the sense of relationships. But I feel like this is some type of collaboration, okay? So, you know, working with other people and like learning how to put yourself into situations where you are showing up as yourself with other people, okay? And maybe you're still learning how to do that kind of planning or figuring out how to do that. Maybe you're preparing to have some bigger presence in the world. Maybe you're planning to, maybe start a YouTube channel, huh? Maybe you're going to be writing something, being more creative. Maybe this creative juice that's waiting here, you're already kind of planning with the part of you that's like excited about it, okay? So even if it's not flowing yet, even if you're not getting all your hits of inspiration, you have some ideas, okay? So don't be afraid to nurture those, and I'm excited for you. That's super cool. Okay. I want to keep moving here. Let's go to the heart chakra. So this green guy here. The heart is a lovely meeting place. It's exactly in the middle of this particular 7 chakra series here. And these kind of lower chakras are more personal, more physical, more related to your body. When we get to the heart, we start mixing like the physical, the personal with the community, with the spiritual, okay? So we get this nice blending, and this is where love happens, okay? So you have the card Acceptance of Love, and this is a very heart chakra card to me. Like, look, not only the green, but also pink. Pink and green are the colors of the heart chakra as we know them. So that is just super beautiful. I kind of want to put this guy out here. Here's my big, well, look at that big guy, my big rose quartz, because this is what it reminds me of, okay? So we've got this beautiful love that wants to be shown to you, okay? And we have the sun here, which is lighting up your world of love, okay? And also the 5 of Swords, which, how does this relate together? Maybe there's something that the underbelly of this love that wants to shine through is sort of this need to be always, I think of this as almost like a need to be right or a need to win. And that might be kind of, honestly, maybe keeping you a little bit from this sunshine that wants to shine through, because I feel like you're not quite feeling it all the way yet, okay? So maybe taking a look at some of your personal ways of interacting, maybe not only with others, but with yourself too. So maybe, always having a logical reason for what you're doing, or always feeling like you're following somebody's rules about something, or, yeah, I think just being aware that there's a part of you that is still sort of win-centric going on here when it comes to love, and when it comes to community, and when it comes to connecting with others, okay? So maybe this is a call to loosen that up a little bit, possibly. maybe it's saying, you know, you're right. You're right about love. Like, it's coming for you. I don't know, like this card just tells me maybe you're having a hard time accepting love in your life. So maybe this is also that you're fighting the love that's already there around you. And it doesn't have to be like an interpersonal romantic love. Sometimes we want that to be the case, and you know, sometimes that's not quite ready to show its face yet to us. So I want you to be careful. But this card is very romantic. And honestly, you picked the rose, which is an incredibly romantic flower. So I feel like if you're not experiencing romance in your life or love in your life right now in that way, or not in the way that you'd like, I feel like you are very, very capable of that, and that it is very close to you, okay? It is only just a slight shift away from where you are. So just please don't give up hope, and just start paying attention to what it is you actually want. And I think it's coming, okay? So I feel it coming. Stop fighting it. All right, let's keep on keeping on here. Solar plexus, heart. Now we're up to throat chakra. So I chose a little sodalite stone to represent the throat chakra, but that could even be like a lighter stone, maybe like an angelite or something, you know, like a little bit of a lighter blue. But this is our throat chakra here. And for your throat chakra, we have the King of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. So, the King of Pentacles seems very comfortable. He's surrounded by all these earthly things. While the Eight of Cups is about walking away from something that you know doesn't have any value left for you. So this feels like a real gap here to me. There's something... Oh, we didn't talk about what the throat chakra is all about. Okay, so let's go back to that for a second. So the throat chakra is in the area of your throat, by the way. It's all about communication, about self-expression, about having your true voice, and about self-esteem. So there might be some huge shifts happening right now in your self-esteem, in your ability to express yourself. You might be walking away from maybe ways that you used to communicate about yourself or express your voice that weren't authentic. Or maybe that's part of this transformation process, is finding your authentic voice and leaving the rest behind, okay? Because this guy could be very flourishing. I could see that. Especially in a physical sense. Maybe you are even able to, once you find that authenticity that you're looking for, maybe you're going to be making some money from this area of your life, in the area of communication, self-expression. So maybe you're a very creative person. Maybe you're like a writer or a singer. An actor, someone on the radio, who knows, maybe you'd like to just call out the bingo numbers. I don't know. I mean, who knows? But it sounds like this is a role for you that's very powerful. This is a powerful card. The King of Pentacles is a strong sign of abundance. So I'm thinking, yeah, that maybe this is a strong place for you, but also something you're kind of maybe doing some of this transformational work around, since we got two cards here for both of these. Your heart, your acceptance of love, and your communication. These are both very powerful. This is probably the most powerful range right here, okay? So keep going. You're doing great. Like, I think you probably deserve to be proud of yourself, even though you can't maybe see what to be proud of yet, okay? Maybe from your current perspective, it just looks like you're just walking away, and it feels really empty, and the feeling can be super scary. So I just encourage you to do things that make you feel less scared and embrace that you're moving through something right now, okay? And I'm proud of you, and I hope that you can be proud of yourself and learn that self-esteem. It's so important, okay? Self-esteem that comes from true you, not from a false self, though, not from false communication, not from a mask, not from doing what other people think is what needs to happen. I want you to be like honestly, authentically you, okay? And then see what good comes from that. That's what's really going to be encouraging, okay? So maybe you're not getting that feedback yet because maybe you're not fully living in that space. You're in that in-between zone. That in-between zone can be the hardest space. You're playing around maybe with new ways of being, and you're just maybe not all the way there yet. And man, that's something else altogether. It can be so scary because you're like, oh, am I even capable of being anything but what I've ever been? Like, I don't know. But it's not comfortable to be what you've been, and it's not comfortable to be the new space yet either. So just keep going, okay? I promise it does get better. All right. So the next zone we have here is the third eye chakra, which is all about vision, insights, imagination. I use this little amethyst to represent, because it's like a purplish color, maybe a deep blue / purple. Okay, so that indigo sometimes is what they call it, but I like the amethyst for it. So, and we have the Knight of Pentacles here representing. So, this is almost similar. I feel like maybe the Knight of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles being right next to each other like this. You've got some abundance coming with regards to your vision and your voice here. You've got some real capabilities in this area. So, and like I said, your creative juices might still be sleeping right now, so you might not know exactly how those are going to manifest yet, but this is going to be, even though it's maybe slow coming, the Knight of Pentacles doesn't always move very quickly, but you should have some beautiful visions, some insights, some ideas coming to you, okay? And when they do, I just hope that you are able to really embrace them, write them down, maybe I like to do little voice notes on my phone sometimes when sometimes writing stuff down just feels way too much. I don't know. I think I've been going through some severe transformational stuff lately too, so I'm feeling you, okay? But these video logs can be great because you can just show up however you are and just talk, and just your face, your facial expression can be nice to look back on and be like, oh, that's how I was feeling in that moment. But in order to get ideas, in order to kind of, if you want to keep track of them, that could be really useful, because I'm guessing you're coming up with some new ideas for maybe some new ventures here, or new ways to use your talents and new ways to use your abilities, okay? So, yeah, you're on your horse, you're moving, okay? Don't be hard on yourself. This is a slow process. And it's slow because you're not done doing all of the healing that you have to do, and you're not done resting. You're not ready to manifest it all yet. It doesn't have to happen all at once, okay? So just be chill. Be chill, it's coming. We love you. Spirit, all of your guardian angels, all your ancestors are looking down on you, and they're so proud of you that you're just even still here in this human physical form, because honestly, sometimes it feels like a lot. All you can see is the resistance some days. You don't see the path forward, so keep going. And guys, just look at this. Okay, you are in the crown chakra, which is like spirit, your connectedness, your unity. You are going to be having a major breakthrough, okay? All of this is so amazing. So from honestly, the start and the finish of this kind of feel like upheaval, like things are being overturned. But guys, this has to happen. You are the butterfly. All of your old self has to, oh man, this is so rough. All of your old self has to be transformed, okay? And oh my goodness, that's all I can say. The 8th house mystery, you are the transformation here, okay? This is the space this happens in. This is how this works, okay? So don't be discouraged. Your romance, your beautiful life of, you know, work, your creativity, it's all coming. Your ability to see your own self in a positive way in the world, it's all coming. But you're gonna have an upheaval of your spiritual connection, okay? So maybe you haven't been feeling that. Maybe it's been dark, and maybe it's been really hard to see how you're connected, okay? And that is going to be overthrown, because you are on this path, okay? Because this path never stops, and it never stops changing. But you've been feeling, I think, stuck for a little bit here. You've been in a tough spot, and I just wanted to tell you, the Tower doesn't always feel like a hopeful card, because sometimes we're scared to lose something. But I think in this case, you're ready to wipe that slate clean. You're ready to move. You're ready to level up, okay? And by level up, I mean you're letting that light in. You're letting the love in, okay? The reason I was so excited to pick this this crown chakra, it can sometimes be a violet color, but I kind of like this selenite heart, because it just reminds me that the spirit is love, and it's coming for you, okay? It's coming from the crown of your head down through your body, all the light you can imagine, all the love you can imagine from spirit, from all of the non-physical beings that are in love with you, okay? They're coming for you. So just please know that's happening, okay? This beautiful transformation, all of these great things, they're all coming for you, okay? I'm so excited for you. Oh my goodness. Wow. So I'm excited for you. I'm feeling where you're at right now. I know it's not always feeling easy, and I just respect so much that you're doing what you're doing. So lastly, I would like to share with you a couple of cards. I pulled these ahead of time as well. They're from my Abraham Hicks deck. So let's just talk about what's going on here. So the first one is, moods are indicators of my emotional set points. Okay, so this is Abraham Hicks stuff. This is card number 26. But it says, when you continue to focus on any thought, it becomes increasingly easy to continue to focus on it, because the law of attraction is making more thoughts like it available to you. And so emotionally speaking, you are developing a mood, or you are achieving a habitual vibrational groove, so to speak, or a set point. Okay, so that's card number 1. I want to talk about these, but I want to read them both first. Okay, so let's just set this here. I'm going to move your big rose quartz here by your rose. So why does my saying no to it mean saying yes to it? This is card 42. When you give attention to something you desire and say yes to it, you are including it in your vibration. But when you look at something you do not want and say no to it, you are including it in your vibration. You cannot exclude anything you are giving your attention to. Okay, so what I'm hearing from these cards is, I think it's especially important right now for you just to pay attention to what you are attending to, okay? So it seems like you're going through some stuff here, okay? And it would be very easy for you to look at your life and say, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. That must mean this about me, okay? And to take those things and to be like, wow, this is who I am right now. I'm just going to identify with all these negative things that are going on. If it's negative, I apologize if you're already in a great spot. I don't know. I just feel like you're going through some stuff. So, these cards are telling me that you are able to shift your set point, your emotional set point, but it might have to be baby steps, okay? You might not be able to come from like seeing all this disappointment in your life and focusing on that. You're not gonna like turn it around and an hour later be just jumping up and down for joy, okay? It's gonna come in increments, but I want you to start just looking for it, okay? Just reaching for that next best feeling thing, because it's out there, okay? It might be so small, it might feel like it's not even a big deal, but maybe something brings a smile to your face. Maybe a certain song makes you want to dance. Maybe your niece or nephew or child is like really sweet to you. maybe a friend reaches out that you weren't expecting. Just take all those little things as glimmers, okay? And just appreciate the shit out of them, because that is the stuff that's going to bring you to a better spot, okay? Focusing on the things that haven't been working, I get it. It has a giant pull to it right now, but you are able to shift that, okay? Your moods are indicators of your emotional set point. So if you keep feeling that, you keep feeling that thing, that means that's kind of where you're at right now. You're drawing yourself to those things. And it, you know, your life is not meant to feel that way. It's not meant to feel so dark. You are ready for a spiritual overthrow, for a transformation of all of this energy, okay? In the very middle of your reading, this is the sun. The sun wants to shine its beams of light and love on you, okay? So I really just see so much positivity coming here. It's just slight mind shifts, changes. And if, I don't know, I love listening to Abraham Hicks in the morning because it's just kind of this goofy way to just like remind myself that things are not as serious as I think they are. So just find your thing, whatever that might be, something that reminds you that to not take life so seriously. It's really going to be okay, I promise, okay? So, anyway, this is all I have for you for your reading for today, Rose Pile. I really just loved spending time with you today. I love the journey that you're going through. I hope that you see the beauty of it. And if not right now in this moment, I'm so excited for when you do, because it's going to feel victorious. So just keep on keeping on. I love you. Like the video if you liked this, okay? I really need some love on my channel. I'm just starting it out. And if you could comment, if you have a response to this, I would love to see anything that you have to say. And also, I mean, if you wanted to subscribe to my channel, that'd be super cool. I don't think I have any subscribers yet. I'm literally just starting. So if you want to be the first subscriber or on the first 100 subscribers, that'd be the coolest. You'd be my foundation. So thanks so much for spending time with me. I'm Estelle. I love you. I'll hopefully see you again soon. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. All right, if you chose the orange poppy, this is going to be your chakra reading, and I'm really excited. Okay, so first we're gonna do your energy check, and I pre-shuffled these cards. For you, we got the Panther, and the Nature Whispers card was Ideal Course of Action, and the astrology card I got was Scorpio, Investigate. So the Panther is, wow, a very intense creature. Look at that guy, very brave, likes to clear out anything that doesn't serve it anymore, and possibly create an ideal course of action, it looks like, huh? How cool is that? So there's another big cat in this drawing too. All right. And then Scorpio, if you're familiar, is one of the most intense astrological signs. Relates to death and rebirth, and all the things related. Sex, like that ability to create life. So all about the cycles of things, right? Like coming to an end and then starting fresh. So this is a very, this is a strong energy here. I'm getting that maybe you're also a kind of person who likes to be in charge or in control of their own destiny. Maybe not naturally very go with the flow. Maybe you have a bit more of that attack, fiery kind of energy. Fire, water kind of is what I'm getting from this. And interestingly, this gal has a lizard on her head, which makes me think of like lizard brain. So maybe you kind of operate a lot on your instinct. Because the lizard brain is kind of that part of your brain that is, maybe it's not the higher part of your brain, it's not the part that like can be super logical and plan things out, which is funny, this is ideal course of action, but maybe you tend to operate on that more instinctual level, which is, you know, super powerful. And oftentimes more action oriented, more get to the point type of action. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing. But yeah, this ability to vision seems like something that you have or are working on, as well as an ability to maybe be in touch with that inner intuitional side as well. Okay. So that's what I'm getting from the energy check. If that seems like some state that you're experiencing right now, or the kind of person that you are in general, you can call that God. I kind of feel called to read this ideal course of action though. It does say it's easy to be overwhelmed in the planning of a new endeavor. Simplify your plans. Clearly envisage what you would like to accomplish and find ways to ensure you can stay on path. Eliminate self-sabotage or other behavior that might derail you. Determine what you desire next. Do this through daydreaming and visualizing what delights and inspires you. Trust that this is an important phase that is necessary to maintain alignment and clarity. Okay, so they're encouraging you to embrace that intuitive side of you and that part of you that operates on imagination as an ability to understand. Okay. So we're going to get into your chakras. We're going to pull a card for each chakra here. And then we'll kind of talk about the energies we see going on and what might be needing to shift or transform. And it'll be fun. So the chakras, if you're not familiar, are an ancient system. It originated in India. And it's related to yoga, to the body systems. I am very focused on shuffling right now, and talking isn't working very well. But there's 7 chakras, and we'll talk about them as we go through. That different people think there's a different amount of chakras, and by different people I mean different, I don't know, schools of thought. So I claim in no way to be an expert. But the idea of chakras is that there's these energy wheels that exist in your body and subtle body, and that they, if they're open, the energy can pass through them and continue up your sort of your spinal column, because this is like the base of your spine all the way to the top of your head. So if the energy is free and clear to be moving through this passageway, then you are the most likely to be feeling alive, connected, all these different things. This is kind of like your body and your physical self, and this is more your spiritual, maybe ethereal self. So anyway, we'll talk about them as we go through, but it's just kind of a nice way to visualize the different aspects of what's going on in your life. So yeah. Okay, wow. I'm super excited. Because I feel some really cool things happening with you right now. Okay, let's just get started with the root chakra. So the root chakra is all about groundedness and community. It's related to earth. We think of it as being red, and it's in the base of your spine, maybe the very tip of your tailbone kind of thing. And the card that we have for you guys is the Fool, which is this most amazing card. It's the card of new beginnings. It's the card of, like, it doesn't even have a number. It's a 0. So it's just starting fresh. So honestly, this being in the root chakra zone for you might mean that you are starting fresh in the sense of finding a new community. Possibly you are leaving behind traditions or something about the way that you were raised. And looking to new horizons and maybe stepping off into the unknown here in a big way. Okay, so lots of cool things happen with the Fool with regards to, you know, it could be scary to be doing this, but it's also very exciting. And I always take the Fool as like a real boon and a real hopeful card. And look at all this red that he's got going on his satchel and the inside of his sleeves, and some parts of this fruit are, and his big feather on his hat are all red, and they all relate to the root chakra in that way. So I would take that as a very good sign that you're on the right path of starting fresh. So I hope that you can continue to find your groundedness and find your places that are solid and that feel safe. And those might be new things right now. You might not have like a path that has been shown to you with regards to this. You might be creating your own new way to be feeling grounded, to be feeling safe, to be feeling, maybe you just bought a new house, or you're moving to a new place, or like I said, it could just be very much like internal, subtle. But a fresh start. You seem like the kind of person who can embrace that. So I really hope you're embracing that. Okay. All right, let's take a look at your sacral chakra. So this is in the area of your like lower belly. It's related to the color of orange, maybe to water, and creativity, sexuality, new birth. Some of the types of things, like the scorpionic kinds of things, actually feel very much like that. Now this card was kind of goofy because it came out maybe a little bit sideways. So I'm wondering, I didn't reverse it, but I think that maybe this is an area of your life that's kind of in flux right now. The Ten of Cups is a very happy card. It's all about having the home that you want, the family that you want, the life that you want. The sort of like not triumphant, but like, look at, I don't know, a house by the river. That's what I want. So I don't know what your dreams are, but this is kind of like the dream card. Okay. The rainbow in the sky, the completion of all the emotional journey here that you've been through. So it came out a bit sideways. So that makes me think that you're still kind of figuring out how that's righted. And maybe that's related to this new root chakra stuff that's going on too. But maybe so like your emotional, your creative, your sexual world might be sort of still situating itself. But it looks like to me that there's some goodness. So much goodness that it's all there already. So however that gets expressed, okay, this might feel like it's just starting to move. Even chakras are wheels. That's like the word literally means wheel, I think, in Sanskrit. And so maybe this is also something that's turning and starting to spin. So you're getting to this point where this stuff is happening for you. Okay. It's getting going, the wheel's spinning. You want these wheels to be spinning. That's how the energy flows through them and then up. Okay. So keep believing, keep feeding that, keep hoping, keep dreaming. Okay. I'm seeing that being really wonderful for you. All right. When we come over to the, solar plexus chakra, the yellow chakra, this is like in your belly, in your solar plexus, so like higher belly, like more the middle of your body. This is where the part of you is that shines forth into the world, and it looks like you're walking away from something. So I think it feels like you are going through some kind of a cycle. You're ending a cycle here because you're starting fresh here in your root chakra. You're starting fresh, but maybe your identity is still, you're walking away from an old identity still. And maybe you haven't completely let go of that yet, or you're still in the process of leaving your old self behind. Okay? The self that you were in the world. Wow, this is a big shift. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm proud of you for being able to walk away from that. That takes a lot of guts. Literally, this is a challenge to be able to say, no, that wasn't working for me. I've tried everything and it's not good enough. Like, I can't be who you want me to be anymore. I need to be something new. I need to reinvent myself. Wow. Okay. That's an energy that I'm curious about. I think we might need a supporting card for that in a minute here. So I haven't done that yet, but I think this guy might need a little support, because how do you move forward from that? What are you going to be looking toward? So I might get another card for that one. We'll come back here, okay? But let's wrap up a little bit more and see what the rest of this has to say to us, and then we'll kind of make some choices here. So our next chakra is the heart chakra, which is in more like your heart center, like upper chest. And it's like a green color or a pink color. Sometimes we do pink. But for the heart chakra is like the connecting point between these lower, more physical chakras and these higher, more etheric chakras, okay? So the heart is where it all mixes together. The world and the spirit, the community, the self. This is the self. This is your maybe bigger, broader sense of humanity. So it all mixes together in your heart, and it's love. Really, that's what the heart chakra is all about, is love. Okay, we could light that fire of love if we wanted to. If I had a lighter here, should I light it? Let's light the fire of love for y'all, okay? I want to see this burning. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune is a card that is all about change. It's all about change and shift. And literally, this is so interesting. This card wanted to turn around. This card is also turning around, okay? This is literally a wheel. The chakra means a wheel. How cool is that? So this is super intense for you guys. I'm seeing that the heart is lighting up for you guys, that you are entering a phase of your life where your heart is going to be very important. So you might have been operating from a lot of these more I mean, it is, the human body is an animal body, right? We're like made of the stuff of the earth and of animal and of all that stuff. So when we encounter all these energies here, we are feeling it in that way. We encounter spirit in this body. But the heart is what connects us to everything. Okay. So I think maybe you're turning on to these higher aspects of yourself as well, maybe in a bigger way than you have before. Okay. I'm really excited about this. I don't know exactly how that's going to come through. I kind of want to get a clarifying card about that. So maybe we'll come back to that one as well. Let's keep going. So on to the throat chakra. The throat chakra is represented by a blue color, maybe even a lighter blue color, maybe like the soda light or this angel light. And when we talk about throat chakra, we're talking about communication. We're talking about self-esteem, self-expression. And you have the card of basically being a donator or philanthropist, okay? So you're giving back here. You're giving back to your community through your communication, through your self-esteem. Wow. So you're a powerful creator, okay? Look at this. You are able not only to provide enough self-esteem for yourself, but to be able to give it to others, to give other people confidence, to give other people what they need to hear. You have a strong voice. Okay, so don't be afraid to use that. It's saying, I think you're being called even maybe to give that back to people. Maybe you're being called to use your expression more than you have been. Maybe you are needing to find an outlet for all this goodness you've got going inside of you, okay? Maybe you need to tell your story, because it looks like you're going through some stuff here too, okay? So maybe you could help other people with your story. Maybe you want to create new stories for yourself and for others. Could even be like a therapist role type thing, or like a life coach, or I don't know, even maybe like projecting your voice over the radio, or over you know, a podcast or something, just letting people know like more about you and about how you do your life, and kind of the changes you're going through, and like letting them know that like it's okay to be wherever you're at. I think that's like huge for people to know. Just be having that comfort, not being alone. Gosh, that's like why I do any of what I do, is like I want to connect, right? So anyway, that's what I got for the throat. We got going on up here to the third eye. The third eye is found in between, like maybe just above and in between your eyebrows. It's related to like in a deep indigo color, or sometimes a purplish color. Okay. This amethyst is representing here. And we've got, for the third eye, we have this beautiful Six of Wands, which is a victory card, okay? So that tells me victory over maybe you've... your third eye is all about vision, insights, imagination. So you've had some type of victory in that regard. Maybe you're finally able to envision the life that you want. Maybe you're able to imagine the future, how you want it to be. Maybe you are getting just really good and solid with your ability to rely on yourself with regards to your own insights. You're starting to trust that more. Yeah, that's huge. So wow. I mean, when I think of the six here, I think that the battle might not be over, but the battle is over. You might not have won the whole war yet, but the battle is over. And so like really celebrate that moment, really give yourself a pat on the back. You've gotten so far, and I'm so proud of you. Share that goodness with all of us, okay? We need it too. So give it back, communicate, let us know, let the people in your life know. Maybe it's just even communicating with those who are like in your inner circle. I mean, that could be depending on how comfortable you are. You can grow into it. Okay, let's go all the way up to the crown chakra. The crown chakra is where the light breaks through, where spirit connects with you, okay? Unity, non-personal love, right? Like unconditional love. Here's it can be represented by like a light violet or a clear light, okay? So if you're ever feeling like a little bit stuck, you can imagine light pouring down at the top of your head, filling your body, okay? You can let go of the darkness, let it all sink through your body and into the earth, and then fill it up with light. It could be really powerful, okay? I'm thinking about that for you right now. Because it looks like you might have been fighting to get that. Oh, you don't need to fight. That's there for you. It is unconditional. You don't have to fight for it, okay? I promise. It's not going anywhere, and it's free. Love is there for you, okay? But whatever the case may be, you've overcome a lot. Looks like you've been going through a lot, and you've been feeling that in this place where you can be feeling complete and total unconditional love, okay? You've been feeling like you've been fighting for it. So I would just really encourage you to do what we just talked about, which is take a moment and feel your body and maybe do, there's gotta be some good meditations out there for grounding your energy, and letting the light in. And if not, maybe I'll make some. I'm curious, but wow. Okay. Things are moving for you guys, and I'm seeing like the very center is moving the most, and that's pretty awesome. I kind of want to get, maybe I'll use one of my other decks here. Pull a couple of cards because I'm curious. So I'm going to use my Kawai tarot, and I'm going to pull a card for, the first one I was curious about was the spinning one, the 10 of Cups. What's going on there? Is there any other information we need to know about the 10 of Cups and why it was moving around? The 4 of Swords. Okay, that makes sense. So the 10, so we're kind of backing up again, back to your sacral chakra, back to the water, the creativity part of you, the sexuality part. And it looks like right now you might just be in that zone where you're still resting up, you're still preparing for all the goodness that's coming, okay? And so don't be afraid to just be chilling, okay? Just be chilling like a villain, chilling like these sloths in the hammock, okay? This flower looks a lot like your flower. It's very, very fluffy. So just be chilling, okay? Like maybe be shrooming. I don't know. Take those good reishi mushrooms or whatever kind of mushrooms make you feel good, and just whatever. I think this moment here is a moment for you, okay? You can rest in the fact that the goodness is coming. It's all lined up for you. It's all flowing in. Just take a little more time to rest. Take more time. If you're not feeling up to speed for your life, for your day, for your moment, just go chill, okay? Do some self-care. Okay, this is already popping out for this, so this is interesting. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, literally one of the most sunny. Okay, this is that was a very abrupt shift. I wasn't even expecting this card to pop up, but that was my next thing I was gonna do, so we're just gonna move on. You know this is coming. Just chill. You'll be fine. It's all like everything you ever wanted. It's coming, okay? Don't believe me, just ask the cards. They know what's up. Ask your spirit. Ask your guides. They're there. They're there for you. Okay. Onto the sacral chakra. No, solar plexus. Solar plexus. Your fire chakra. Your Eunice. Okay. You're walking away from parts of you that weren't working. From maybe false selves, maybe from ego stuff that is just not working for you anymore. And it looks like you're moving into this Queen of Wands energy. And the Queen of Wands is such a freaking badass. She is the one I want to be. Her flower is the sunflower. It's yellow. It's very, very sacral chakra. I'm seeing it. And she's just super in charge of her life in the best way possible. Like, she has the passion to do all the things she wants to do. She's surrounded by the other, community members that she wants and that are helpful to her. And yet she's not going to put up with any shit either, though. She's like gonna burn through all the junk and just keep moving forward. So this is like, to me, a rebirth of your sense of self, I think, is coming, okay? And I just want you to maybe even just be empowered by that, and just to say, like, look, I can be literally anything I need to be to accomplish what I want to accomplish in the world. And it might not seem possible right now. Maybe you're still in the resting phase, okay? The creation of all that is brewing, though. Okay, so get ready. Also, Queen of Wands kind of reminds me of this Panther character a little bit too. I'm feeling that, like, this gal's in charge. She can see the ideal course of action. She's a smarty pants like that. Okay, so just remember, you're amazing. Okay, Any other ones I want to clarify on? I am curious about this Wheel of Fortune because it's just kind of like, it's just turning over there in the heart spot. Like, what's up with that? Is there any other info we need? I don't know. We'll see if something pops out. Looks like it's, oh, well, I don't know. Okay. I got two. The Three of Swords and the Queen of Coins. So, yeah. You might have been going through some hard heart stuff lately. And there's another queen here. So I really feel like you're coming maybe into some type of new level up with feminine energy in your life, and you don't have to be female to accept this energy because we all have it in us. But that part of us that's receptive, that's able to accept love, you know, very thoroughly, that that is creative and maybe a little bit chaotic. Yeah, that's coming through here. So it looks like to me that maybe you're moving from a place that's been hard, that's been heartachy, that maybe you've been torturing yourself a little bit and telling yourself things are not working out. But balanced out with the Queen of Coins, I feel like that's, if that's the case, it's not going to be sticking around for much longer, because the Queen of Coins is a very abundant gal. And in this particular card especially, she's surrounded by a whole panoply of butterflies and other creatures and flowers and stuff. So yeah, I'm feeling like that's shifting for you. Okay, I really want to talk about your couple of cards that I pulled ahead of time. So should we read these? All right. The first one, it's not about controlling my thoughts. It's about guiding them. This is card 23. It's an Abraham Hicks card, and the back says, we are not encouraging you to make an effort to control your thoughts, but instead to more or less guide your thoughts. Reaching for the way you would like to feel is easier. It's an easier way to hold on to your thoughts in vibrational alignment. Okay. Reaching for the way you would like to feel is an easier way to hold your thoughts in vibrational alignment with that which you believe is good. Okay. So this control thing's coming out again, and that was kind of a sense I got about you guys in the first place. Was maybe that you really like to be in control. But I think this is encouraging a little bit of letting yourself, guiding, maybe just a switch in terminology even, like to allow yourself or guide yourself to a better feeling place, rather than trying to force yourself into a new spot. If you're using your thoughts as a way to get to a new place, which it looks like the only thoughts card that came out was around the heartbreak that might be in this Wheel of Fortune here. So if there's any heartache you've gone through in this process, maybe of letting go, maybe of starting over, because it seems like that's something you've done recently or are in the process of doing, there is a way to feel differently about those things. There's a way to move through them. Okay. And you might not be able to grasp onto them and change them to how you want, but you can work with them. There's a way to work with them. Okay. So maybe just shifting your ideas around that. Anyway, I feel like I'm just blabbering on, so let's go on here. There is enough room for all ideas and experiences. Card 37. From your non-physical perspective, so the part of you that's non-physical, maybe this part up here, you understand that there is room enough in this expansive universe for all manner of thought and experience. You had every intention of being deliberate about your own life experience and your own creations, but you had no intention of trying to control the creations of others. Oh my goodness. So this is about controlling again. So I really think you might be dealing with some control stuff. And I think that, especially when it comes to even controlling yourself, but also controlling others, this is a really important thing for you guys to release the grip on, because I think in order for you to really have the fullness that you want here, that's gonna come. It's coming. Rest up, take care of yourself, be gentle to yourself, be gentle to the other people in your life, okay? If there's others. Okay. You're a really, really powerful being. I hope you see that about yourself. You are able to determine the ideal course of action, but you're not going to get there by controlling as much as you're going to get there by going with the flow, okay? By using your intuition and letting other people be who they are as well, okay? And you'll get there. All right. I don't want to say too much more because I think the cards speak for themselves, and I just really, really enjoyed spending this time with you. If you liked this reading, well, you just like the reading, click the like button. Let me know what you thought about it. Let me know how you're doing. I'd love to hear. If you are really motivated, you can subscribe to my channel. That would be super cool. I would love that. And then you'll get more readings when I come out with them. This is only my second one, but there are more coming. So you could be on the early train. You could be one of my first subscribers. So that'd be amazing. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys. I really love you. And I just can't wait to see where you're headed. So have a great night or day whenever you're watching this, and take care. Bye. Hi, pile 3. If you picked the orchid sprig, this is going to be a reading for today. Is it a different day? Yes, it's the morning now. I ran out of time the other night, and I just decided to wait to do this reading because it was important to me to be in a good state of mind and have energy. But to be fair, now I have a small cold, so I apologize if I'm sniffling a little bit. But yeah, this is your reading all about your chakras in the moment. Okay, I kind of tend to think of this as like a seasonal or a cyclical kind of chakra read. So take that as it works. We're gonna do an energy check first. And your central energy is Crow. And then the astrological card I got was Mercury with messages. And it's funny because in this pile, I was just intending to pick one of these, but 3 of them came out, so we'll see what they are. The first one is make a decision. And the second one is the big picture. And the third is empowerment. Okay. Let me just make sure this is working. Okay. So, yeah, wow. Okay. I have a personal love for crows, and I think in this deck specifically, they talk about crows in a very particular way. Let me just check in with that for a second. Crows are typically an air sign because they fly, but I think we also think of them as sort of moving between realms. And honestly, I heard recently, my mom was telling me that if you leave presents out for crows, like shiny things on your deck, they will come and take them, and then eventually they'll start leaving you things. Now, I have no confirmation from a real source yet, but my mom's just starting this experiment. And I personally love crows, and they kind of represent love to me, actually, in my personal life. So when crows show up, I feel very supported by spirit, by the universe. I feel like I am being watched over and taken care of. So maybe you're the kind of person that other people see as a symbol of love and caring for them. But I actually want to read the animal book reading for this too, because it's just kind of nice. And I've read it many times because I identify a lot with this particular animal. But crows are spiritually strong, creative, and watchful. The crow has long been a symbol of magic. A crow personality is drawn to the supernatural and has a gift for seeing the unseen, knowing the unknown. It is said that the crow holds within its mind eye the three realities, past, present, and future. Crow energy is potent and should only be tapped into when the mind is clear. Those with crow tendencies must balance their lives with a healthy diet, joyful friends, and regular self-study. So, wow, isn't that cool? So it's funny because I wasn't thinking about this as being about me, but you know, like, I think there's a lot of energy to be balanced right now in this seasonal transition as well. So it could be that you as a spiritually sensitive person are especially going through some kind of inner transformation as the seasons are changing. I don't know about you guys. I'm here in Minnesota where the seasons are still very much winter, but we can kind of feel spring coming. So anyway, I'm curious where you're at with this, but I have a feeling that you might just be feeling some of that because I'm seeing some of these other things going on here. So with Mercury and messages, Mercury is a planet that rules, it rules both Gemini and Virgo. It's naturally an air sign, but Virgo is also an earth sign, the most mobile earth sign. So, you know, you might have some of those placements or tendencies. Virgo is an earth sign that deals with a lot of very specific information because it's earth. It like knows a lot of specifics, and so it kind of analyzes things very deeply. Whereas Gemini is more free flowing and can, I mean, depending on other aspects in the chart, it just wants to communicate. It wants to connect. So maybe you're also the kind of person who can translate messages, maybe from spirit, maybe you're just like super intuitive and tapped in. And with this big picture card, I'm thinking, because this is about your energy and not necessarily your current state, like, I feel like maybe you're the kind of person who does see the big energy, who flies high, who, oh, and look at these, this is like such a great spring card. Look at, the earth is coming back to life. Yeah, so maybe, especially in this time of rebirth, if you're in the northern hemisphere at least, where we're about to encounter spring, or are encountering it already, I think being able to see the bigger picture and understand like how things fit into a cycle, how things fit into how things fit into the big picture is a special sort of insight that not everybody has. Okay, so this is one thing to remember. If you're this person, this is like something that is so specific to you. Other people might have different talents and be able to practically move through the world in a more direct way, maybe, but you might just have like some very specific special skills that you need to understand and treat with a special level of care. And this empowerment card is telling me that maybe you're still coming into that power, or that you're very good at empowering others. So either way, sometimes when we're good at empowering others, we're sometimes not always great at doing that for ourselves. So to be able to embrace that aspect of ourselves that is literally empowerment is super important. I think, and this card is so pretty. Wow, look at all of the different like natural forces going on here. So I love that about this card. And I love that we were just talking about natural phenomenons. But look, you've got the sun and I believe the moon. This looks like some kind of okay, yeah. This looks like it's an eclipse that's coming out again on the other side. So I've seen a couple of eclipses, but one full eclipse. And they are some of the most interesting phenomenon in the world that I've ever witnessed, because all of nature goes quiet when the sun goes behind the shadow, and it's incredible to see. It's like the world stops. So maybe you are also a person who either is just coming through a phase where maybe the world stopped for a minute, or maybe that's your current situation. But it looks like there is a lot of empowering energy coming toward you. And I'm sorry, I'll be right back. As I was saying, we're going through a shift in the time of year right now. And this card very much to me looks like a visual representation of nature shifting. And I think that you are a kind of person who can, maybe you're more sensitive than most people to those transitions, but because of that, once you figure out how to master them, once you figure out how to maneuver between states of being, which is it's no small feat, by the way. People do it all the time in very regulated ways and in very specific ways, the same all the time. Like, the reason a lot of people have schedules and routines, I think, is because then you don't have to think about your transitions. But if you're not a person who does things very regulatedly and very consistently the same way every time, your transitions are going to be a more mindful state, and you're going to have to pay a lot of attention in order to move through them smoothly. And so I think that you are very likely a person who is aware of those types of things. And so I think it's super important that you be gentle with yourself, because your transitions might look different than other people's, but also the thing you might not know yet is that's also your superpower, okay? It's to be able to notice those subtle nuances and to be able to creatively maneuver through transitions in life, through transitions in seasons, through transitions in literally like just any part of your day. Moving into another part is a transition. And sometimes, like, for certain people, you know, time moves differently when you're aware of all those subtleties and when you're not just like pounding through your day on like a super routine. So I think just the gentleness and forgiveness that takes, the self-awareness that takes, and then the understanding that actually this is not just because you might get punished for you know, your inability to do things as quickly as other people, because it might likely will take you more time to sort through all of those instances. You know, like that's actually something valuable. So to not feel shame around it, not to give up in, you know, your pursuit of whatever greatness you're looking for. And maybe, you know, maybe that does involve timeliness or simpler transitions. I mean, we can create those for ourselves too, but the ability to see the details, the nuances, to understand all the possibilities in a shifting moment is huge. And I'm seeing that with you a lot here. Okay. So your ability to see this big picture, I feel like that superpower of transitional awareness, and then make a decision. Wow. Okay. So I left this one for last because truthfully, I'm not sure if this is coming through as you being a person who is good at making decisions, or if this is literally telling you like there's something in your life right now that is a big decision. That could be like a trait. This could be like a state kind of trait that you're like in the process of, because it looks like to me that you're going through a lot of other things here. That maybe this is a part of your life right now, and this might not be like a permanent factor for you. But yeah, card 11. So decisions can be tricky for certain people more than others. Like I said, if you're a person who considers a lot of factors, who's aware of a lot of details and subtleties, the decision might feel more colorful and challenging. Look at this decision card. It's very colorful. There's a lot of pieces at work here. So I think I'm just going to interpret it as if it is sort of a message for you, because it kind of feels that way to me. So it looks like the message might be something along the lines of, don't worry if all the factors that are needed to make the decision are not in place yet. You will know when you know, and that's okay. So if you've been rushing this decision, if you've been pushing yourself to come up with a decision, if you're feeling the pressure to make a decision, I think this is saying, hey, like, look at all these beautiful factors and look at all these pieces. Like, you're already aware maybe of some of the factors, but there's other things going on as well. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, okay. And there's my bird clock. So this is really lovely. It's kind of just confirming that little kingfisher sound in the background is my clock. So what I'm seeing here is that right now, maybe you are looking to spirit and you are looking to, you know, non-physical for answers, and because this kind of like wing over here reminds me of like that bigger picture, right? And you're doing such a great job with that, and that's keeping you positive, because sometimes the stuff over here might be longer coming, but I just want to show you that all the physical manifestations are coming. Like, I feel like this is the physical world over here, and this is spirit world, and you are looking to spirit, and that is the right place, I think, for you to be looking right now, because just to focus on the positives that you can see with your eyes, your inner eyes, is going to keep you in a space that will allow all this physical stuff to just unfold in its time. And wow, what a beautiful situation. I'm tearing up a little bit, so that's, you know, wow. Okay, so we're already getting messages. I think this might be a really important reading for you. It certainly feels important and somewhat personal to me already, so I'm looking forward to the chakra portion. Okay, so this was supposed to be your energy to check that this is kind of where you're at right now, but also, like, we already got some messages, so how cool. Okay. If we're gonna keep one thing on here, I think I want to keep empowerment here and the crow, because look at them. They're just so cool. I'm gonna put them on either side. Okay. So we're gonna take my Rider-Waite tarot, and we've already got the Empress on the bottom. She's a really great lady to help ground us into our physical abundance and our joy and our creativity and our fruitfulness. And here, this one is popping out already as our root chakra. So we're going to go through and we're going to get a card for every chakra, okay? And then we will take a look at how that interacts with the chakra and where your state might be right now in, and maybe some of the things you might be working on. And if we need any clarifiers, we'll take a second tarot deck and we'll pull those. Sometimes it seems pretty straightforward, so we will discover the ways that we need to know. So what is the solar plexus chakra trying to shine for us right now? Okay. Let's see. All right, we're going on to the throat chakra. So I don't know how familiar y'all are with the chakra system. Oh, beautiful. But we have taken some information from the country of India, which has some beautiful ancient spiritual practices. And the chakra system is pretty tied into like yoga and all of that stuff. And just like an awareness of like subtle body stuff. Oh, that's a lot. We're gonna put 10 of Pentacles on the bottom. Yoga is like a practice that involves connecting different aspects of yourself together, yoking them back together. And so some of those aspects are physical, like in your body, preparing your body. A lot of yoga is like preparing your mind, preparing your body to be in a space where your mind can be open to messages, and to the meditative state. So that's what a lot of actual yoga that people do is. But anyway, another aspect is these more subtle energies that the chakras represent is different energy centers within your body. Okay, so when those centers are open and moving, the bigger ones, these 7 that we're going to talk about are some of the bigger ones and the more recognized ones, the popularized ones, I guess. These will kind of tell us like where energy is moving freely and easily and where energy might be a little bit more stuck. So yeah, should we take a look here? Okay, so we'll talk about them as we go through. First of all, we're starting with the root chakra, and we have the Page of Swords. When I see someone holding a sword in the root chakra zone, I think that you are protecting your root chakra energy. And the root chakra is all about like family, community, like the grounding aspects of life. So like maybe where you grew up, maybe the traditions of where you grew up, maybe like your relationship to the earth itself even. But if it's in balance, you're feeling stable and secure in the world, and if it's out of balance, you might be struggling for basic survival stuff. Okay, so this to me tells me like maybe you're still fighting a little bit for basic survival stuff, but you're doing it, you're on the path. Like the Page of Swords is capable. I apologize, I'm trying to keep myself here from, okay, anyway, the Page of Swords is very capable, but is on the beginning of a journey. So maybe you're still establishing some of this root chakra world for yourself. Maybe you're still establishing your physical security and safety right now, or you're going through a shift where you're reestablishing it and it feels new again. Okay, it's a wonderful place to be. It can feel, exciting at times and probably scary at times. So I would encourage you to find grounding practices, things that make you feel more secure, keeping your eyes open, your intuition open for communities that feel very good. And when you're with the people in these communities, that your body feels relaxed and at ease. That's a good signal that you're feeling secure, and possibly even just like beginning to be aware of like how your body is feeling in different states and with different people. That might be important, because that's sort of what the Page of Swords could be talking about, is that connection between your mental state. You're realizing like maybe your comfort with people is impacting your physicality as well and your ability to be grounded. Okay, so take that and just say like, okay, like maybe, just keep looking for grounding things and places where your body and mind can connect in a safe feeling way. Okay, if you're feeling fight or flight reactions, that might mean that situation's not a great situation for you. I would say that probably does. A great situation in which you can like build the strength of the chakra, like maybe you feel like you need to be in that situation sometimes, but I wouldn't make that like your core situation. Okay, so more and more I would say start looking for situations and people and places that make you feel completely relaxed and like joyful and able to be yourself. That's going to help build on all the rest of this. This is foundational. Okay, so once your root chakra takes a little more root, you're going to start to feel so much stronger in all these other areas, and I think we're going to see all the beautiful things that are unfolding in those other areas in just a moment here. So so let's go on to the King of Cups. In the sacral chakra, which is sort of a water-based chakra of creativity, it's like so this would be like the base of your spine. This is like the lower belly, where some of those special organs are, the creative reproductive organs, and probably your bowels and things that digest things as well. So This is an area of like that represents that sort of creative stuff, that creative digestion even, and also that represents sexuality, creativity, that the font of that type of stuff, not maybe the expression of it, but that's where it like is coming from, is this guy here. And so I think it's kind of cool that we have a water sign in this watery chakra. It seems to fit. And the King of Cups is like the fullest expression of that, right? Like he's very dominant, but also, I mean, he looks maybe like ever so slightly standoffish as well. So maybe your creativity feels like very mature and capable. But maybe there's a slight amount of freedom that is not present right now. That sort of joyful page kind of freedom. So I'm thinking that maybe maybe your creativity is feeling a little bit cautious right now, or a little bit reserved, or a little bit too mature in certain ways. And so maybe as you're finding spaces, I think it'll really like balance out as you're finding balance in this more root chakra area, which I think you're well on your way toward as well. But I think that he can be more playful and relax a little bit as long as he feels like he has a secure foundation. Okay, so I'm like very pleased. I feel like this is a very healthy spot for you. Like you're probably very naturally creative, so this is no worries there at all. It's just, I think there is some looseness and some more fun that you can have. So ever more fun, onward to more fun. Okay. Oh, look, the Empress is still on the bottom of the deck. You guys, I'm just going to leave this up. Okay. There's a lot of powerful energy going on in here. We've got the King of Cups, and then we've got a Page, we've got a Queen. Okay. Anyway, I've got a lot of people here that are inside of you. No, just kidding. These represent these energies. So let's move on to this solar plexus. Okay. So now this is like your center of beingness. Very specifically, like your egoic sense, right? Like when we say ego, it doesn't have to be like a bad connotation or anything. It just means who you are specifically in this world. It's not like we need you to be specifically you in this world. Okay, so this is the part that we're looking for. We're looking for who you are and how that shines out brilliantly. And that shines out through like the center of your chest, right? In this chakra, right? This is like literally where it's happening. It's like that part of you that's the star that like shines out from the middle of you, okay? So in this zone, we have this beautiful card of generosity. So it seems that you are very generous with yourself, and that you freely share yourself, or that you're capable of it, or that you're coming into this. Okay, so this phase of yourself is like it's quite lovely. It's also giving away a lot. Okay, so if you're comfortable with that, and if you're feeling like full, your cup is full, and you have enough to give over to everybody else, then this is a super healthy place to be. And honestly, I kind of see it in a pretty healthy realm here. So I'm excited for you. And I feel like this is going to be just you're going to be able to share yourself so easily if you're not already doing this. Okay. So I'm super excited. Like, just like people who need something, you're just there like, oh yeah, I have that here, take it. Like, and it's going to bring you joy to do that. And it's going to make you feel like more yourself to be able to do that. So, wow, that's so cool. I think we all want to be there, where we just like are able to give back because we have what we need. Okay. So, wow, I'm a little blown away right now. So I'm just going to keep going, because this is, I mean, we could just sit with this and just feel that. That feels so good. I'm so happy that you have this extra, because this is, I mean, the Empress does have like, really, I think this is kind of like our focus card. The Empress really has everything she needs. She's chilling like a villain, because she knows, like, look, like she's good. She's got the food. She's got the beautiful river she's chilling by. Like, I mean, okay, I've said chilling how many times, guys? Like, this is crazy. But she's got her crown of stars, which reminds me of like a crown of friends that you have your community around you. So I'm hoping that's coming for you, or that is already manifested. I think, you know, it looked like you were manifesting a lot of really big things from the beginning, from your make a decision card. So I'm hoping that you can like just keep that alive, that vision alive for yourself, and just feel really good about it, because it's coming. I mean, if you're feeling it already, it's already here, is really the truth of it, okay? If you're feeling it, like if you're able to sit in that energy and be like, wow, I'm so grateful for all this stuff that like I need in my life that is like here and that I'm able to give it back, like you're gonna have it, okay? All right, so let's go to the heart chakra. Heart connects these lower energies, and by lower I mean personal. This is like the stuff that's like your body, your physicality, yourself, right? It connects that to the collective, to the non-personal, to the bigger spiritual community, okay? And so that's why it's love, is because you're connecting physical and spiritual, okay? That's really what love is that like ability to see the specifics in this world and to like appreciate the shit out of them to the degree that we need to be able to like, you know, to overflow and okay. Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles in this zone tells me that you are an incredibly abundant lover, okay? That you are a lover of nature probably as well. Look at this nature card and look at the Empress. They're kind of just hanging out here together. I think your female energy is strong and grounded, and you don't have to be female to have that female energy. So whoever you are, you're there. You've got stuff to give, okay? You've got stuff to give, and maybe even the way that you give might be in very physical ways. You might be a person who likes to show your love through doing things for people, through taking care of people physically, or giving them like a zone to be comfortable in, you know, creating a world that they can kind of just like figure their own stuff out in. I think that's kind of what Queen of Pentacles is capable of doing, is creating spaces for other people to thrive in, because she's thriving already. So to have that in your heart space tells me that's what you're putting out into the world, and that's how you're connecting. That's how you're connecting between all these different realms. So congrats, and I love you. And I want that for myself too. So I'm just gonna take that message, okay? All right, let's keep going. Throat chakra. That is in your throat for a reason. What's in your throat? Your voice, your breath. That's where it comes through, okay? So when the chakra's open, you're communicative, you're confident in yourself. When the chakra's blocked or struggling, you might be feeling low self-esteem, or like it's hard to communicate what you need to communicate. And right in here, I'm seeing this 10 of Wands card, which looks like maybe you're a bit overburdened right now. Maybe there's just, maybe there's a lot you need to say, and it's hard to know where even to start. There's just so much to say. And it reminds me a little bit of the make a decision card, where it doesn't have to happen all at once, and it doesn't have to happen in a specific way. You can really, you could set all those wands down and then just deal with one of them at a time, you know, if you could figure out how to do that. And I think you'll use your intuition to be able to do that. But yeah, this one looks like maybe this guy needs some help as well. So I think maybe asking for help is something that maybe is really hard for you to do. Maybe you're used to being the one who helps other people. I'm fairly certain that you are, based off of the rest of this reading. So I would say sometimes those people don't know how to ask for help for themselves. And you know what? Just so you know, you figuring out how to ask for help shows other people how to do that too. And that helps everybody out. So if you're feeling like, I don't know how, and that's hard for me, and I don't want to be a burden on anybody else because I'm usually the one who helps other people with their burdens, well, good grief, look at you. You are, you know, you think you're better than them? Like, no, of course you don't, but it's just a mindset shift, right? Really, just to be able to take the love that you need and ask for it as well. Okay, like it's okay. Like it's okay to identify what it is you even need, and to be able to say that specifically and learn how to communicate that is one of the great joys of life. I promise. Okay, it might seem scary because you might not have been given those tools, or maybe you just are a person who doesn't like to use them because you've seen other people misuse them. But you don't have to do it that way. You have so many skills. You are a person who can communicate with such subtlety that you could ask for very, very specific things. And I would say, don't be afraid to ask for and to be aware of very specific things that you need, okay? And honestly, I can say in recent experience, I had someone in my life who would ask for would very boldly ask for what they wanted. And it was so refreshing to have someone be like, I want this. I want, even because it meant so much when they asked for something for me. It was like, I want to hang out with you. Like, it wasn't like there was like also requests that were able to be had. Like you can say like, will you hang out with me? But then there's also just that I want this, and like to be able to say I want this to somebody. I mean, we don't do that very directly sometimes. And it's so, it made my heart overflow. I don't know. I was in love with that. So if you need any confirmation that it's okay to do that, let me just say it is life-changing. Your whole life could change just by learning how to say what you want. Okay, so I love you. Do it with passion. These are your passions. These are the things that you really want them. Okay, this isn't just like something that you're like carrying around for fun. These are things that are important to you. So don't like minimize them or give up on them, please. Just be okay with you having wants. That's like a beautiful part of being human. Okay, like the fact that you love to give yourself away to other people, that's fun for you. Cool, but it goes both ways, and that's fun. That can be fun too. Okay, enough preaching. I really just wanted to give you some love there. Okay, so this is, yeah, forceful communicative love. You can do it. Okay. All right, on to the third eye with this little amethyst point. She's gonna help us here. So third eye is all about vision, imagination, creativity in like a more mental sense, insights, and we're getting up higher in the chakra system, so we're dealing with more and more subtle energy. So this is about like communicating things that are probably still feeling pretty you some of the time, but also sometimes it could be more spiritual things, right? Less physically relational. But the magician in this zone is super cool because the magician is like so freaking powerful. So I think you are just a really powerful visionary. So powerful. Your imagination off the charts. Your ability to tap in to possibilities out of control. Okay. And not just like woo-woo, like out there possibilities, but like physically applicable things that are very doable in the world. Okay. The magician has at their disposal like every element. So, you know, like there's a table with all the different, you know, the pentacles, the cups, the swords, the wands, all of that on there. And then, you know, the real life all here. But then they're holding their own wand, which is that tool of focus, right? Of power and focus. So I think If you're not already experiencing this, definitely coming into a phase where you are so able to focus your imagination, your vision, and you're just gonna start having crazy amounts of information that you can use for however you like. Okay, so, and I think you're a person who probably will really enjoy that, so I'm super excited for you. This card is overflowing with joy for me, and I really can't wait to find out what types of insights, imaginations, new creations that you're going to be coming up with. So tell me below. I want to know. Are you like writing not only a book, but creating like a whole world, like fantasy world? I don't know. Like that's like the level I'm seeing it at, okay? Like just like the ability to like think broadly about whatever subject. It could be something that it could, like it could be like how to restructure an entire system for a business. Like it could be that level, but I'm seeing like the breadth of this vision. I'm seeing the big picture. I'm seeing, messages coming through. And once you figure out how to communicate, your own passions and all that stuff, I think this is gonna open up this channel, because as the root chakra, I think impacts everything, but especially stabilizes these lower ones. I feel like this this system up here really impacts the other aspects up here a lot. So having a strong throat chakra then and being able to communicate is going to just give you even more tools here. And to be able to like channel that information and then like give it out into the world. Okay, I could hang out with this card for forever, so I'm going to keep going because I'll just let you pause your video and have your life on the Magician card. That's like, could be everything. Okay, so selenite heart representing the crown chakra. The crown is the very top of your head. Oh yes, this is your third eye, like between your eyebrows, like, and just slightly above. Where you might wear your bindi if you were Hindu. Or if you've seen, have you seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, where they put the little, like, the little googly eye? Evelyn puts it in the middle of her forehead, and there's like a lot of third eye references there, and in pop culture these days in general, so you can play with that. Okay, crown chakra. Crown chakra. Okay. The Hierophant. Powerful dude. Or dudette. Or whatever. I don't know words. Powerful being. And yet very organized, very regulated, very in structure. So your crown chakra is your openness to the divine right now feels pretty structured, okay? This is your connection to your non-personal self. This is your connection to spirit. This is your connection to all the love in the universe, okay? And I'm seeing a lot of regulation there right now, like a lot of maybe rules and tradition. And maybe you feel like you can accept that unconditional love only in certain ways, only in certain situations. And if you step outside of those, maybe you don't feel like you are connected anymore. And I'm here to tell you that you are always connected. You are always able to connect. Nothing that you could ever do, nothing you could ever do can disconnect you from that love. This love, okay? It's unconditional. And I just want you to know that. And I would love, excuse me, my body is freaking out. And I love that some people say that sneezing is channeling, okay? I don't know how to interpret that, but anyway, so I would say I would love for you to do a meditation, a crown chakra meditation, because I feel like right now you are only accepting part of the love that you have access to. And it's not because it's not there, and it's not because you don't deserve it. It's because you've had some systems put into place in your life that make you feel like you only deserve so much, or in certain contexts. And you know what? Like, you might even be defending those systems still mentally, or you might still, maybe you're even rejecting them in certain ways. Maybe you're not, though, at all. So, I mean, I don't know. But like, I want you to know that no matter what the system tells you, or what you think it tells you, because people misinterpret things all the time. Like, we try and create structured ways to have a relationship with the divine, but ultimately that those structured ways are really just, they're trying to protect us from like the more, uncertain aspects of being human. And like there are certain ways we can all stumble that maybe they're trying to protect us from, but ultimately sometimes they protect us from the greatness that is just pure love. And I don't want you to be protected from that in any way, okay? I want you to know that that greatness is there for you. And like, no matter what you've done, what your life patterns might be, how stuck you might feel in them, I want you to know that that love is 100% there for you. And 100% isn't even a term that love could possibly have, because it's not 100%. It's like an infinite percent. And I just want you to take a look at this magician, because I feel like when it comes to the realm of ideas, you have an infinite potential for ideas. Like, look at this like infinity sign above magician's head, okay? You have an infinite potential for ideas. You also have an infinite potential for love, okay? And that's not represented right now. And I want you to start opening up to that, because that is going to give you a wash of love that's going to sweep over all of these guys, okay? That's going to sweep through your whole system. So however you connect, maybe that's spending some really quality time in nature and just listening to the whispers. This deck that we used at the beginning is called Whispers of Nature, and I love it because of the beautiful art and all that, but I also just love the idea that we can go into nature and hear things that we might not hear when certainly not. I don't want to ever say that we can't hear things, because I think we can hear things everywhere. To be fair, I feel like messages come through all the time. I think they come through social media. I think they come through our friends that don't even understand what they're saying sometimes. I think messages come through all the time, and I think you're aware of that, okay? I think you're the kind of person who can interpret those messages and who can hear them, and I just want to encourage you to keep listening, but find the places where it's easiest for you to listen, okay? And don't be afraid of those places, because sometimes when a really big message wants to come through, or when we're dealing with like a really big block, and I'm not saying this is a block, but I think there's some blocks. When we're dealing with something that feels more structured than it needs to be, we're scared of it, and the idea of like going to that place it feels so uncomfortable that we just like shy away from it. And I know I talked at the beginning about like finding places where our body feels good. The thing is, when we're going through a transition, and I think you can sense the difference here. When you're going through a transition, you might need to be putting yourself in a space that initially feels uncomfortable, but not like it's hurting your soul. It's gonna feel like, like you're breaking through, okay, to the other side. And hopefully that can even be sort of a fun breakthrough. I think that that's totally possible. I've had a lot of fun breakthroughs in my life. I've had some really hard breakthroughs. I think we can make them easy or hard depending on what we're open to. So anyway, I'm really hoping for some fun breakthroughs for you, and some easy breakthroughs, and ones that just happen so naturally that you just don't even know how you got there. Okay, so that's what I have for your chakra reading right now. I am truly blown away and humbled to be in your presence. So I love you. I have a lot of love flowing through me right now. And I hope that you can let the love flow through you even more, because I'm seeing honestly, some of the harder parts for you looks like at these ends, like maybe you're fighting some battles still. And you know, we're always fighting battles. We're always witnessing contrast in our lives and trying to figure out what to do with it. So don't be ashamed or afraid of that. That's just part of life. But you can start to unpack your burdens a little. This is one of the most specifically like burdened ones. So find ways to use your voice. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. So these are, you also got 4 messages at the end. I was trying to do 2 for everybody and somehow 4 popped out. So we're going to take 4 messages. You get all the messages. You're the message person today. Okay. My uncontrolled thoughts are not to be feared. These are Abraham Hicks cards. So if you've ever listened to Abraham Hicks, this is kind of their particular interpretation of spirit here, which is usually really helpful for me. Hopefully it is for you. Card 53, my uncontrolled thoughts are not to be feared. There's no reason to worry about your thoughts, for they're not like a loaded gun that may wreak powerful and instantaneous destruction. For you have plenty of time, as soon as you become aware of these negative feelings, to begin to choose other less resistant thoughts and thereby choose a more desired outcome. Okay, so if you're dealing with negative thoughts that are like kind of freaking you out, like really this is just a sign to say like, hey, like it's not gonna, like, don't worry, like everybody has like little passing negative thoughts. Just notice them and be like, that's not a thought I want to live in forever. And you can go through a different door. You can just like walk through it and go somewhere slightly different. And then, hey, it doesn't have to be hugely different even. It could just be like, oh, that felt slightly uncomfortable. Like living in that headspace, not my place I want to live forever. Oh, my greatest gift to give is my happiness. Oh my God, you guys. Literally look at this. This is your solar plexus, guys. Okay. Your greatest gift to give is your happiness. Yeah. Get happy. Okay. Like you already love giving that happiness away. Ugh, you just get happy. Everything is going to be great. Get happy. And yeah. Okay. I mean, we can read it. The greatest gift that you could ever give is your own happiness. When you're in a state of joy or appreciation, you are connected to the stream of source energy that is truly who you are. And anything or anyone that you are holding as your object of attention benefits from your attention. Yes. So just by being who you are, just by being happy, you are giving away to other people. Just by being happy, you don't have to actually give any, like, oh, you don't even have to do anything. Like it literally just benefits everyone around you. And I think I'm also seeing this kind of coming through, like, so I think you're probably already shining yourself very brightly, but I think mentally maybe you're still coming out from behind the shadow, behind that moment of quiet. So, you know, I'm just keep unfolding, you know, just keep going. You're doing so awesome. Cool. I must be selfish enough to align with well-being. Okay. So encouragement here to, focus on what you want. Yes. If you are not selfish enough to deliberately align with the energy of your source, you have nothing to give anyway. Some worry that if they take too much of the pie, others will be left with nothing, while in reality, the pie expands in proportion to the vibrational requests of all of you. Whew. Okay, so you wanting something is not, that's literally what, okay, I could just repeat it, but like it's not taking away from anybody else. So just go ahead and want what you want and go ahead and get it. This is a message I need so badly. So I'm just gonna like take this card and put it in my window or something. Like, I must be selfish enough to align with well-being. You're a person who loves to give and loves to be, you just love to love, okay? So just don't be afraid of the things you want, okay? They're part of the journey. Other people are going to see that you want stuff. They're going to see that you want stuff and that you're going for it, and they're going to be inspired. My life is supposed to be fun. Be easy about all of this. Life is supposed to be fun, you know. It's Abraham's powerful desire that you return to your state of self-appreciation. We want you to feel love for your life, for all the people in your world, and most of all for yourself. There is great love here for you. Yes, and I'm going to set this down right by the Hierophant because that's where it was going to go anyway, but that's literally what we were talking about for this. This guy is just like all about like all the love in the universe is out there for you, okay? And it's trying to come in your crown chakra, but literally every pore of your body, okay? So just know that you are loved. You are love. You are connected. You beautiful crow. You beautiful bird, you. Okay? Please just believe that. Just know that you are gorgeous. And let that light shine. Just keep shining so bright. You're blinding us. All right. I love you guys so much. I don't even want to leave. Can we just hang out? Let's hang out again soon. Okay? Love you. Bye. Hi, Pile 4. If you picked the Blue Cosmos, then this is your pile. All about your current chakra situation, okay? So we'll talk a little bit more about chakras and what they are and what they all mean, in case you don't know, or just to refresh. But first we're going to do a little energy check to see kind of where your energy is or who you are a little bit. This is going to be like your way to know if this is your pile. Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and dive right in. Okay, so I have you as the starfish. And your first astrology card is Pisces. Inner Truths. I guess I could show you these. Leap of Faith. And Renewal of Peace. So I made some notes because your pile was kind of funny. The way that it was shuffling for me when I was coming out with your animal energy was just really wild, and I had to write down kind of what happened because it was a little different. So when I'm shuffling, it's like I wait for a card to pop out of the deck, and there kept being like almost like things that wanted to pop out. So the deck was moving just like really like it just really wanted to like throw things out at me, but like it kept not quite throwing them out. So I saw a lot of other things as well. Like I saw a deer card, I saw otter, and the bat also was trying to pop out. So I'm just going to kind of talk about some of those energies and also the starfish energy. And let's see. I think that just a bunch of other stuff was kind of also there, like ready to come out. So what I'm getting from this starfish is that you are likely a person who can shift. You're maybe a bit of a shapeshifter based off of that. The way that the deck was behaving, that you can be a lot of different characters to different people or in different situations, or maybe you're even an actor that you like to take on different roles. That's fun for you. And you could be an actor in like a traditional sense, or literally living in this world is like acting, right? Like you have a role that you have to play. So maybe you're just very good at playing different roles in your life. But I think that you being the star is kind of a big deal, because I think people do look to you to sort of get a sense of what's happening, even maybe because, I mean, look, you're the star, you're like that focal point for people. So maybe your ability to shapeshift is kind of like that. You can kind of like set the tone really easily for an entire space or for a room. And, you know, whether or not you're powerfully in that energy right now, I think you're definitely capable of it. So know that about yourself, appreciate it, because it's a superpower. The starfish is also can be just like literally the star. Like people might just want to watch you. You're fun to look at. You're fun to observe because you're so expressive, because you've got so much going on inside and out. And you really let that shine. So Also, right next to this Pisces Sensitize card, with the fishes on it. These are both water creatures. They live in watery places, right? So, your ability to swim through different states of mind, different personalities, I think is pretty powerful. And one other thing I guess that I'm thinking of is the starfish, I guess, reminds me a little of the star card in the tarot, and that's an Aquarian card, and this is a Piscean card. So I'm seeing like the end of like the cycle being like something you're really good at. You're good at those the bigger energies, the larger than like the interpersonal. So like whoever you are personally, like specifically, you're like very aware of larger community, of the spiritual world, of, you know, how it all fits together in that sense. And so I think, you know, like I said, whether or not you are super comfortable with that role all the time, that's something you're really excellent at. Okay, so, and I don't see like a lot of signs that you're not comfortable with that here, except for renewal of peace tells me that maybe that's like an ongoing, you know, thing that you have to do, is to renew your peace, to take time, to rejuvenate yourself. So this one almost feels like maybe like a message as well as a character trait. Because maybe you help other people renew their peace, but I think you especially need to take some time to renew yours on a regular basis. And yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but nature is super renewing for me, and especially taking outside naps. I love if I can find like a safe place for me to take a nap and then wake up like under a tree. It's probably my favorite thing in the world. I haven't had a lot of places to do that the past couple of years, but I recommend it if you have a big yard, someplace private that's safe that you can be, or maybe like to go camping or something. That could be another way to do that. But there's something about just like being unprotectedly out, just taking a nap, or even in a hammock, right? That's a pretty socially acceptable way to do that. Yeah, there's just a lot of beauty going on here. I also kind of like how the tree itself has some faces in it. I feel like, you know, getting love from those parts of nature that maybe you don't even expect to be able to give you love is like also really important. Like go listen to the leaves of the trees. They might talk to you, okay? Nature Whispers is the name of this deck, and I think nature does whisper to us and tell us a lot. So, okay. Let's look at these other cards here. So, inner truths. Yeah. I think your ability to shapeshift, your ability to embody these different characters, it has a lot to do with your comfortability and willingness to explore your inner world. You're not afraid of all those different spaces. It's very exciting. There's like a lot of mystery, and there's a lot of beauty to be found in those inner realms. And this little girl here has just like kind of almost an evil smirk on her face. She's so excited, you know, she's so excited to go like check out all these spaces. So I love that. Like, I'm just thinking, I have a little 1-year-old nephew, and like when he's being naughty, he has the funniest laugh and smile on his face, and that's kind of the smile I see. It's not like the kind of true naughtiness. It's just like he knows he's kind of not even supposed to go there. So maybe you like exploring your inner world in ways that are socially unconventional and maybe a little naughty, and you know, and that's a beautiful part of who you are, like that you're aware of those things. And I think that's a part of that attraction that people maybe can't even put their finger on, is that you're comfortable in those spaces and maybe they're not, and so they just see that little extra glimmer of naughty energy, like, oh, you know. And that can be for any realm that you're not supposed to go to. I think of like psychedelics, or I think of sexuality, and it doesn't have to be either of those things. It could totally just be like thinking about things in a completely different way than other people. It could be like letting your fantasies run wild as far as like creating whole worlds in your mind. I don't even know, you know, I'm not sure. So, but it's a general reading. You can play with that how you want. And last card that you have in your energy pool here, you had 3 of these cards. I was really only trying to pull 1, but 3 came out, is this Leap of Faith card. And gorgeous, just gorgeous. Okay, so I could talk about this card for a while. First of all, I just love art, and this art is so cool. This card is called Leap of Faith, and I think it's kind of amazing because, you know, like, I don't know if you've seen the Fool card in the regular, in the tarot deck, but like the Rider-Waite Smith tarot deck, the Fool is like walking off the edge of a cliff, right, into the unknown. Well, this gal is like, she's got so many superpowers. She's taking a leap of faith, it says, but look, she's like standing on her spider web, which looks very much like a tightrope, above this, like suspended above a web, which looks very much like a net for a tightrope walker. So she's like doubly safe right there already. And then of course she also has wings and a magic wand, and it looks like she's using that wand to call on all of the forces of nature and everything else. There's some butterflies over there, which could also be, you know, angels and spirits and the whole realm of your ancestors. So I think that leap of faith is just about feeling very supported in trying things that other people are not necessarily comfortable with, and just trusting, just having an immense amount of trust in yourself, in all the forces around you, in the beauty of your own nature. So I don't know if you're feeling the beauty of your own nature, but this is like, it's just like a very beautiful spread here. Like, this is not how all of them look. This is like the colors all meld together very perfectly. The messages feel very unified to me. I mean, I think, yeah, I just am seeing like a depth of perception and courage as well, which that is like such an activator for, you know, to be able to be the star, to be able to see deeply and then also go out there and like activate it. That's like the superest of superpowers. Okay. So, I mean, I can't, don't take this the wrong way. I mean, it's like literally like, that is what people want to be able to do, is to be able to see themselves, to be able to love themselves, to be sensitive to themselves, and then to be able to go out and show that to the world and be comfortable, and not only comfortable, to be like doing it in such a beautiful way that it's just like, it's like fluidly attractive, right? Okay, I'm gushing. But I think this card is super important for you, this renewal of peace, because I do think that all of this is so big. These both feel like big, powerful energies, like going deep and then going out there. Those are both super activating energies. And over here we have like this more like this part of you that also requires attention, is this more sensitive part of you. So I'm almost saying this is like 2 different aspects, like this very like strong energy and then this quiet energy. Okay. And they're both really important to develop. This is 12 and 13 over here, and this is 16 and 22 over here. So if you like numbers, that's kind of fun. 13 is a number of like healing to me. Healing and rest and restabilization. And 12 is a number of creativity. So maybe to activate your creativity, you need that time in the spirit world to sensitize. You need this as well, healing time to just rejuvenate your body, to just rest physically and otherwise, finding ways to regenerate all those energies that are so strong and so fun to use. So yeah, I feel like this little heart kind of matches some of the mood of this, and maybe this little aventurine point. So I'm just gonna put them over here because I feel like they belong out here. Okay. Okay, so I'd like to get now into your chakra system. So we're going to kind of see how your physical and spiritual subtle bodies meet, and kind of what's going on with all of that. So let's pack these guys up for now. We'll put them back out later, and just want to remember all this. It's just so beautiful. So if you didn't get a chance, maybe you even want to go back and take a screenshot of that, because I think that's like a cool memento from this reading. Okay, so this is my deck of cards. My Rider-Waite Smith. I'm still learning about tarot history, but all right, pile 4. Okay, so we started with your beautiful, beautiful energy. And I'm seeing already that maybe you're having a little bit of a hard time. So I'm really, really excited to talk to you about what's going on here, and, you know, how we can, oh, this one just flipped right over. And how you can feel more supported in being your beautiful, beautiful self, okay? So don't have any fear, because life is so good and it wants to be so good to you, okay? So if it's feeling anything less than that right now, like, yeah, I just want to offer you a boon, like offer you some kind of a, oh, that was too many. Okay, I think it's funny because this is where all of the cards want to come out again, is up for the crown chakra. Okay, wow. You guys, I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm gonna put that there. I want you to be able to see it. I know it's like almost out of screen, but maybe I can move this over just here, because I want you to feel that, the powerful support that is these sort of turquoise guys here. Okay, so whew, yeah, you are so powerful, as we've seen, and you are doing the work. Okay, you're feeling it. You're feeling a lot right now. I'm sorry, I have a cold. I need to go grab a Kleenex. I'll be right back. Okay, so starting off with, I meant to talk a little bit about the chakras in general, but very simply, it's an Indian system that was created because they noticed that there was energy centers in the body that when they're open, the energy was able to flow through. And this is starting at the base of your spine all the way through the top of your head. There's more than 7 chakras. I'm sure most systems just like to break it down to sort of like main groups of energy. So I think some systems say there's like over 100 or something, but these are the 7 that people usually talk about, and it's just easy to like kind of think about the way that your world is working in regards to these 7. So, okay, without further ado, let's get into it. The root chakra is all about community, all about where you grew up, tradition, family values that maybe you had no choice about, just like that groundedness even into Mother Earth. And when this is stable, you feel very safe. You feel very able to go and do all the rest of the things you need to do with your life. You feel confident in your body. And when it's not, you know, those things are jeopardized. You maybe don't feel safe. You maybe are wondering where you're going to get your next meal, or, you know, like just like certain things can be just really troubled here. And I think it's interesting that we have judgment in that zone. The judgment card is like definitely one of the last cards of the tarot, and I think it's an important moment of realization. As you can see, the angel comes and kind of says like, this is what up. This is what's been going on the whole time, and you can kind of just see with more clarity, okay? So I think that that's an energy, I hope that's coming in for you right now, and I think you can embrace that as an empowering thing. But I also literally take this as soon as I see it, especially in the root chakra, as maybe that there's a lot of judgment for you in the place that you grew up from, that you grew up in. So that it seems like this is maybe a challenging thing for you. You've got a lot of amazing energies. Those may or may not be accepted by the traditions that you started out with, and so you might be not even recreating yet a new spot for yourself to feel grounded in, but you might just be still unpacking how that all impacted you, and starting to get some clarity about how that actually has been influencing you in general. So this is a powerful card and a major arcana, and I think you've got a lot of energy to work with. You've got a ton of energy to work with. So much. We talked about the extent to which your personality is capable, and it's very beautifully, wonderfully capable. And I think this is just saying, don't be afraid to look at the ways that maybe you were or are judging yourself based off of what other people have taught you, or your traditions, or the way that you grew up. And also don't be afraid of other people doing that as well, because people, they get stuck because life is uncertain, and people want certainty, and so they make a lot of rules about things, and some of us don't fit into those rule boxes very well. Some of us are much more aware of details and subtleties, and goodness knows, the journey to figuring out what to do with all that information can be a long one, but it's totally worth it. So I just encourage you to not judge yourself, to start unpacking those judgments and seeing where they lie, because I think you can have a strong foundation. You can be in a spot where you can feel safe from judgment. One of my favorite, I grew up in sort of a religious household as well. Not quite religious, but I'm trying to see, I have a notebook that has a sticker on it, but I don't see it around here. So anyway, I pulled it out recently because I thought it was so cool. But it's a sticker that just says non-judgment day is near. And oh, here it is. Non-judgment day is coming. I got that in Montana. Anyway, I just think it's so cool because it's judgment day is coming, yes, but non-judgment day is coming. No, we don't have to worry about that forever, because we can create new spaces for ourselves, internally and externally, and wanting that and believing that is part of the process, and part of the way to get there is just to keep having that hope. Okay. So let's move right on into the sacral chakra, which is this is the base of your spine. This is kind of where it lives in your body. And it doesn't live in your body per se, but it's in that area of the very base of your spine. It's like a wheel that turns as it has energy. Okay. This is the sacral chakra. It is lower belly, and it refers to creativity, sexuality, any of those things coming into new life, that you are creating new life, because it's kind of that area of your body where your sex organs live. And it looks like you are being transformed in that area right now. You're having a death moment, and death is super important because it means that we're resetting. And this particular death looks like it is a death that has been caused by a lot of mental difficulty. So maybe this gorgeous energy that we witnessed, this capability to shapeshift and all of that stuff, maybe that hasn't been always something that like maybe it hasn't always been something that's been appreciated. Seeing it right next to the Judgment card here, like, and right next to this chakra, it's like maybe that's been a really hard thing for you to live with in the world that you've been in, right? And so I'm seeing like you finally have like felt every last little knife that you can feel about it. And I think you know completely well what you don't want in that regard, okay? Where you don't want to be mentally. And it's funny because you're pierced mentally by all of this here, and yet this character is looking out over the water. This is a water chakra as well, because, you know, juicy creativity. It's how it, yep. You're looking out over this water, and it is peaceful here, and the sun is rising in the background, and these dark clouds up here, I think, are moving away, okay? And they're going to become a part of the past. And I just want you to have that vision for yourself as well, that there's a new day dawning, and that you can start to see the glimmers of light on the horizon, okay? The tiniest glimmers maybe, but maybe, I mean, they grow, and however you can embrace those, please just witness them. Just witness. Because also the light in the midst of darkness can sometimes shine the brightest. I don't know about you, but like having a good feeling moment after a lot of darkness can be a really special thing. And sometimes maybe we are almost about to miss it because we're so mentally stuck where we're at. And I just encourage you to like let that die away and just be ready to embrace the new, because stars shine brightest in the night. Let's be honest. They don't actually, I mean, apart from our sun, which is our close star, like you can't even see the other stars until it gets a little bit dark out. So you shine best in the darkness, and I hope you can witness that, okay? Pay attention to the little sparkles. That's what I'm hearing here, okay? This ability to create newly again is coming. And in fact, the creativity is, when I think creativity, I think the Scorpio sign, and that is all about death and rebirth. Like literally the ability to be creative has to do with dying and being reborn, in the sense of like old ideas die and then new ones come. Like it's like just that is the way that it works. And I'm still on the path of learning how, and so I can't give you like tons and tons of details, but just like trusting that is how it works, and that like feeling like death is there and present is part of it, and to fully feel it and to fully embrace like that moment, like, hey, like that takes a rare individual to be able to do that. That is a brave thing to do. And I think you have bravery. I think you have that courage to really be there. And I think that is what ultimately is going to make you so powerful. Okay. Speaking of power, let's go to the solar plexus chakra, which is all about you being you in this world, like specifically you. And sometimes we call that the ego, but that's just like literally like who you get to be, what your character is in this world. And as we've seen, your character is very capable of showing up in many different ways. And I'm seeing that with the King of Pentacles here, as well as like this fullness of like physical capability. Like you can show up however you want to. I think you're probably a physical shapeshifter as well. You can like, you know, look however you would like to look. You can recreate yourself infinite amounts of times to suit your desires. And yet maybe you feel a little trapped almost by that. Maybe that's not truly the way that you want to express yourself. I don't know. So if there was any questions here that I have, is this also a space that maybe, once your creative juices come back, maybe you're going to have a little bit more ability to express in other ways as well, other than just like physically showing up differently in these different characters. I think it'll have more emotional depth to it. I think it'll have, and I'm saying this as if it's not already happening, and I think that it is already happening, and the fact that we're even having this reading is like a manifestation of that already happening. So like you can just take that if it if it empowers you, okay? Please just take from all this what, if it empowers you, take it, and if it doesn't, like, literally, like, this is all just this is just a bunch of symbols, and we're just talking, we're having a little chat here. So if it works for you, cool, I'm so happy. Like, just take it for what it is. Anyway, random disclaimer. So yeah, this guy, super like in control, almost to the point of like rigidity maybe though. So I would say, yeah, like if you want to loosen up a little bit in this regard, like there's space for that. You can do that. And I think that feeling less judgment and having a rebirth of creativity will help all that. So I think it's all coming. It just might not feel super present in this very moment. So just like love yourself. Like you are like so capable of showing up however you want to. Okay. And if that doesn't feel comfortable and easy right now, know that it's coming. The healing is on its way, and you're going to be playing around soon enough. Okay. So, or to the degree that you want to, right? Like this is a card that can kind of do what they want. So then it's just about how do you want to do that? He's even got his like foot on the head of this like stone creature down here. So maybe it's like stomping on one of your demons. You're like your person will just like, I don't need that shit. I don't need it anymore. I'm going to use you as a stepping stone. You past junk that I don't you can stand on the failures of the past and use it to move you to the next level. Okay. This guy looks pretty chill and pretty pleased with where he's at. So hopefully that's good for you. Yeah. All right, let's take a look at heart chakra. Heart chakra is where the lower, more personal aspects of yourself. When I say lower, it just means like closer to earth, right? So like earth is like where we all live. This is what we're doing here. This is our incarnation, our physical incarnation, and where we're coming from. Our physical, sense of who we are in the world, and that space between those two things, right? And this is the space between everything. Like this is the space between the earth stuff and the sky stuff. And by sky, I mean spirit. I mean like non-personal, like all the way to like you're not even not connected to every like when, by the time we get to crown chakra, it's like everything is all connected and we're all one. When we're down here, it's like this is like you're specifically you. This is like no, you're not you. You are everybody. Everybody is one. So there's just different ways to see ourselves, right? But this heart chakra is like in the middle of it all. And it's kind of funny that you have the Two of Pentacles here, because look at this eternal balancing act that's happening between these two phases. And I think that's really something that is probably intrinsic to who you are. It seems like you are balancing a lot of energies. And this guy can sometimes be like overwhelmed by that, but honestly, I also see him as like a little bit of a dancer. Look at, he's kind of just like doing a little jig here. So you can take that however you want to. And I think if you can mentally see it as more of a dance, you're going to have a lot more fun with it. And because, yeah, like this is, it's an art to be able to do this. This is also what people love to watch, right? Like jugglers, like this guy looks like he's juggling the two things, doing some kind of poi or something, right? Like some kind of cool, activity that you'd be doing on the side of the street because everybody wants to watch it, and also just feels good to do it. So I'm hoping that energy flow for you is happening. It looks like it's happening. It looks like that's a talent that you have. So, especially once these personal energies start to feel a little better and more rejuvenated, you're going to have like an even more fun time doing this. So I'm just like excited and happy about where you're at with all this. So your ability to love is, if there's any troubles with it, it might be that you just have so much that you feel like maybe you're almost like too busy loving, right? Like it's like there's too much to do. So maybe just remember that you can chill and have that renewal of peace, right? That whole thing. So I feel like we're gonna pull that guy out again. He's kind of your chilling moment there. Okay. All right, The throat chakra. This is your center of communication. It's like between your third, it's like where your third eye is. No, not your third eye. It's where your throat. This is the next one. Okay. It's funny. Maybe these are connected for you. Yeah, this guy, he's a communication genius wizard, right? This throat chakra. So throat chakra is about self-expression and self-esteem, like how you love yourself and how you can present that into the world. Okay. And here we have, oh my goodness. Okay, this is a really great thing. If you can see the Six of Cups, there's like this beautiful blue flowers in every Six of Cups, and they just look just like the flowers you picked. So maybe we can just take a look at that. Like, I think this is kind of your card. This is maybe the happiest card here. So your communication is something that maybe is like, even like, so you're so capable of it, and like it's so it's like you've been capable of it ever since you were little, and maybe especially with people that you've known since or a certain person that you've known since you were little. I don't know. It's just such a sweet, loving card, and to have it there is just really fun. Also, these look like little blue stars. Yeah, this is definitely your card. So the Six of Cups might be a card that's really important for you. You might even want to like make some art about it, or find a representation of that card that like speaks to you and put it up in your space or something. And also, it reminds me a little bit between these two cards, which may or may not be connected. I kind of thought that they might be. I'm seeing this Inner Truth card because there's this little girl here as well, and I think that she's looking very mischievous, and this guy's super mischievous. So we'll get to this, and maybe we'll connect these two in just a second. But I think maybe your ability to go deep also is rooted in like something about your childhood or your past. And so maybe that's also, maybe these, if there's judgments going on here, maybe that makes them particularly poignant, because I think you do have a good relationship with your past, to some degree at least, and or there's like some really beautiful things that happened that are still helping you, or you were just like a fully able and communicative person at a younger age. Or this is a general reading, so I'm seeing lots of different ways to read this, but perhaps your self-esteem was somehow like really sparked in your childhood, like despite any of this other stuff, which I think is maybe coming up more recently. So I would just say, if you can take any of those messages, just to like really have fun with this, and let me know below kind of how that does resonate, because I feel like I can't actually know how this card fits for you. Like, this is like such a mystery to me, but also like so beautiful. So the blue card, the blue flowers, like you picked the blue pile. Like, I think you can really rely on your ability to express as like a safe spot for you. Maybe that's ultimately what it comes down to. Like, it's a safe place for you to continue to live. Like, you can be a little child in your self-expression. You can just really like go there. And that like your ability to do that is what makes you a star. Is like you can shine in so many ways through your communication. And that can manifest in so many different realms. So like I said, being an actor, or like using your voice in any way that people can, like possibly a singer, or I don't know. I hate like saying specific stuff because I feel like this is going to be slightly different for every person. So maybe tell me below. This is the most interesting card to me from this reading, I think. Well, there's a few. This is the most simply beautiful card. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to this one because I think they connect as I said this one when I was talking about this one, but the third eye. So maybe also one thing to know is that your third eye, which is between your eyebrows and slightly above it, right? I think is also really strong. And very, very creative and a bit of a rule breaker. Okay, I think you're able to see things differently than other people. Your vision, insights, and imagination might be a bit even Aquarian. So like you might have like those unusual insights that maybe make people uncomfortable, or maybe make you feel like you're getting away with something. So the reason that this card makes me laugh, it can be read different ways, but when I'm seeing it here, this guy's getting away with something, and maybe like even letting his imagination run away with him a little bit. Actually, when I did I've only done one of these chakra readings for myself, and I had this guy in the 7th. This guy was also in the third eye spot, and it just made me think your imagination's running away with you, but like it's having a good time doing it. So maybe you have even an overactive imagination, right? Like maybe that's something you have to handle a little bit in your life. Maybe that's something that carries you away from reality a little bit sometimes. And by reality, I just mean like physically manifest reality. So, because I think you're constantly manifesting new stuff. But this card, like these two cards combined really are like the look of this girl's face to me. Like, just like, I am mischievously, wickedly exploring wherever I want to because I am so good at it and it's so fun. So I'm really loving this energy for you guys, and it makes me laugh. Maybe you're just like really funny because like I think that maybe you just know like how to just like, oh, you could be a comedian. God, you're probably like a comedian in whatever regard. Like, maybe you don't even know that superpower for yourself yet, but wow. So, yeah, I want to say keep letting your imagination run away with you, as long as it's fun. If it's feeling painful or uncomfortable, or it's like really, really hurting you in some way in your life, I mean, you can check it if you want to, but I don't know. I'm loving it. I'm supporting you. I'm there for it. So, yeah. Enjoy. Crown chakra. Hey, you are having a total overthrow here. If you've been struggling to feel the eternal love of the universe, if you've been having a hard time with that, know that it is because you are undergoing a total transformation, okay? With regards to your ability to accept that love, this unconditional love that is for everybody, for always, because nobody is not connected, okay? That is the reality, is that we are all not connected. And we just feel the pain of disconnection because we're in this world doing all these specific things right now, but we can tap into this love that is eternal and universal and feel it completely. And I think you are about to have, like, if you're not already going through it, you probably are in the middle of it, to be fair, like that total wipeout, like it's like, okay, like you get to start so fresh on this front, because I think these bookmarks or these bookends over here that is like holding all this together is really just like, so it's so wise. And this guy too, like you are like, you're at a point in a cycle that it might be really hard to see the dawn, and it might be hard to see this light in the dark, but like, God damn it. Like, I don't like swearing. I don't even know where that came from. Like, seriously, I think that's what I'm hearing is like, God is saying, I am damning all these things that are keeping you from me, okay? I'm throwing those all to hell, and you are coming through, and you are going to be like you are the shining star. And you can do that in like a really beautiful way, and just don't be afraid anymore, okay? Like this leap of faith. I think this leap of faith is this death moment, right? Like it's like, can I go through that ultimate feeling like I don't know anything anymore? Like I know nothing. I've let go of everything. And in that moment, it's so scary. But like, I'm supporting you. I'm supporting you, and I'm here for it. And I hope that you realize your angels and like this is the card for you. Okay. This is the card of courage. This is the card that I'm like trying to give you some like empowerment here with these like with this heart and with this Amazonite, this Amazon warrior. Okay, like, be the warrior, just go for it. Like, literally nothing but beauty is waiting for you. So whatever that is. Okay. I see the beauty that you are, and I see the challenges that you're facing, and I'm so proud of you for just keeping on, and for being brave, and for the fact that this leap of faith is even here tells me you've been taking leaps of faith and that you're on that path. And that is not a path that feels very easy or stable, and so you might be getting judgments from others. And guess what? Like, you are, like, you're coming to a place where that's not going to matter anymore, because you're going to be so connected to love that you're going to know what to do, and you're not going to need that outside reinforcement anymore. You're not going to need to, like, look backwards to find the grounding that you need anymore. Okay, you're going to feel it all the time. It's going to be flowing through you. That's one thing that that crown can represent, that spirit can represent, is that, like, that total wipe of, like, all of the things that are keeping you from connecting. Okay, it's like that can just happen in a moment. And like, living in that moment as much as possible is going to make all this feel so much more possible. Okay, so, like, all the beautiful dreams that you want to have, all this mischievous child energy that you have in your spirit is, like, wanting to come through and wanting to play. And I think you're going to feel that physically. Like, maybe you're doing more of the spiritual of that already right now, and you're going to be feeling that and seeing that inner physical realm as soon as you're ready, which we're ready when we're ready. So it's okay. Like, let those pieces fall into place as they will. Okay, but you are a star. This is the star card. This is these little stars, the cosmos. That, like, yeah, cosmos. Even the name of this flower is, like, the cosmos, like the stars, right? Oh my goodness. Okay, like, that's so crazy. Okay, and okay, guys, this is too much for me. I'm like freaking out now. Look at all the stars, like, on this card too. This is card 33, which is just, like, a really cool creativity card. 33 is, like, a super creative number, like, almost like of the master numbers, there's, like, master numbers. I don't know if you guys know anything about this, but, like, 22 is also a master number. It's like a master builder. But 33 is this number that, like, I've heard, like, as far as, like, life path numbers, like, I have a friend who's a 33. Anyway, I think it's, like, you have so much creative potential that sometimes, like, you can be really overwhelmed. And it's, like, really hard to, like, to stabilize 33 because it's just, like, a really high vibration. And by that, I just mean, like, it just takes a lot of understanding, and so, like, it takes a lot of courage to be able to have all the pieces of the puzzle that you need to be able to stabilize this. So I think that you guys just need that reminder that, like, you are doing a lot. Okay, so that's just one more message I'm getting here. But anyway, this card literally says, whatever I can imagine the universe can deliver. So we just talked about this. Your imagination and your ability to communicate that is, like, wildly a bit amazing. If you have the ability to imagine it, or even to think about it, the universe has the ability and the resources to deliver it fully unto you, for it is like a well-stocked kitchen with every ingredient imaginable at your disposal. I'm gonna shut up right now because I don't need to say anything. Whatever I can imagine, the universe can deliver. And then my emotional set points can be changed, guys. Okay, this number is 27, which is 3 times 3 times 3. It used to be one of my favorite numbers because I'm a huge nerd. And even though I don't love math, I love the fact that you can multiply something. It's like 3 to the 3rd power, right? So it's a 33 again. Okay, like, I don't know how this is possible, but synchronicities abound here. It says my emotional set points can be changed, and I'm going to read the back, then we can talk about it for a second. But it says your set points are achieved by attention to a subject. We want you to understand the extreme value in deliberately achieving your own set points, because once you expect something, it will come. The details of it may play out differently, but the vibrational essence will always be an exact match. Okay, so this is something I'm still learning about, but kind of wherever you're vibing consistently throughout your day, throughout, you know, like you're, as you become aware of kind of like where your emotions are at most of the time, believe me, if you're a person that is so flexible as this, I'm guessing your emotions have a wide range, so that you can feel very extreme amounts of things. And so sometimes I think maybe when you're in like a more negative feeling spot, like it might feel like your emotional set point is over there, but realistically, like your emotional set point is kind of like wherever I don't know why I'm trying to talk about this, like as if I know, because I don't really know. But I feel like emotional set points is just kind of like where you're living most of the time. Like most of the time you're in a pretty positive spot, like you're gonna kind of like keep coming back to that, like you'll keep trying to come back to that, or you'll keep like kind of like orbiting around that. You might have like a big orbit sometimes and go like way over here, but you'll kind of like keep coming back around here. And this is just saying that your emotional set point can be changed. So if you're kind of feeling junk a lot of the time right now, like that can actually shift. You might feel like at this moment that like that's not the case, because you might be going through one of these death moments. You definitely seem like you are. So yeah, I would say like realizing that that's not a permanent state, and that you can move that literally, that you can like be feeling better most of the time, like that idea might be life-changing. So if you need that right now, like that's what I'm giving you. Okay, like it's just that idea that you can grow in your strength and ability of like just noticing where you're at, imagining something better. If it feels better, cool, like focus on that. Like you can use things that have happened to you and that do feel good to like hang on to, or you can imagine just something better in the future. And I know sometimes if you don't have an experience with things being better, it's hard to imagine that fully and like believe that. So if it's hard to believe and you're down on yourself and you're like, I can never get there, then don't think about it. Like just leave it be. Because just honestly, I'm kind of like I want to tell you, like, listen to some Abraham Hicks. This is like my Abraham Hicks deck, and Abraham Hicks, you can just go on YouTube and Google it, but it's just this gal, Esther, and she just channels this group of spirits called Abraham, and it sounds real, well, you're already in a tarot reading, so whatever. If it sounds weird, then you're probably down with weird anyway, but she just has like some really interesting insights, and just talking about like how to set your energy points and how to be more chill, essentially. It's just a lot about like just have fun with your life, just do what feels better, like just be aware of what feels better. Okay, all right, I don't want to like put these over your cards right now, because I kind of feel like if you want to take a snapshot of this reading, if you want to remember it, you can do that now. I just really had a good time with this reading. I'm feeling the pathos of your story right now. I think you're probably going through it, and I'm really just so delighted by your energy though, and I know that you have the courage to make this story really interesting, and you're gonna take all this information you're getting right now, and it's gonna become just glorious. It's gonna just be a glorious part of this whole journey. So yeah, looking forward. Please comment if I'd like, especially for this file, I want to know what's going on with you, so if you just let me know, that'd be super cool. So anyway, love you guys so much. If you want to give this video a like, or subscribe, I'm just starting, so I'm going to try and come out with as many videos as quickly as I can, but you know, life, so we'll get them out there. But maybe get some cosmos this summer, or buy some blue flowers, or just, you know, focus on your Six of Cups energy and your little mischievous energy, and just have a good time. Okay, we'll see you soon. I love you guys. Bye. Hi, pile 5. Okay, so if you picked this purplish peony with the very strange looking, I had to make this stem because it didn't have a stem, so I used like a weird piece of thing, which it just kind of reminds me of like a sea plant that probably doesn't exist. So this is a very exotic pile, I think. But anyway, we'll see We'll see how that translates. And I pre-shuffled these cards here, so this is going to be sort of an energy check, just to see, you know, where you're at. This could be like a permanent sort of energy, or it could just kind of be like currently where you're at. So you can kind of take it how it resonates. And yeah, okay, so this is, I like to start with this card. Okay, so the card that came up for you is Octopus. Though when I was shuffling this particular pile, also there was a couple other cards that were like trying to pop out. Sometimes I just notice like things flipping over and like they don't quite pop out, and I'm not like quite called to pick them as like the permanent card, but also the otter and the dragon were kind of around. So, I mean, between otter and octopus, that's a pretty watery energy. Let's see. We have Seek Beauty. Wow. Okay. And we had somehow two, I was meaning to pull one of each of these, but we got two of each of these. Ninth house with exploration. Love matters. And then 7th house with relationship. Okay, so pile 5, I'm seeing a strong, playful, flexible, changeable energy here. Intelligent energy. That's looking for the finer things in life, and that being like beauty and connection. So very Venusian, like Venus kind of oriented things you're looking for in the houses of Venus. And this is like the house of Libra. This is the house of Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is expansive and joyful and exploratory. Oh my goodness, look at these numbers. I didn't even notice this. This is 43, this is 44, this is 45. We're missing 46, but then there's 47. So these numbers in the 40s might be important to you. That's sort of a crucial midlife sort of age range. But also 4s are kind of a number of healing and stability. I have a lot of personally a lot of 4s in my personal world of numbers, and the way that I interpret them is it's a lot of cultures interpret things that are 4s as unlucky, like 13 reduces to 4, which is an unlucky Western number, and I believe in Chinese stuff, 4 is unlucky as well. And I just interpret that as, because I actually really appreciate those numbers and relate to them a lot. I think that 4s are a challenging number because you have to go through a process in order to heal. And so I think that in order to be able to accept the challenge that is 4, you have to be willing to face things that other people are uncomfortable with. So it might appear to people with more traditional lifestyles that maybe you're unlucky, or that you've had more hardships or more challenges in certain regards than other people, or that you're kind of constantly working on something, or healing something. But actually, I wonder if that's like sort of a part of how you kind of interact with life. And I'm seeing here as, so if we're taking all those 4s in that regard, which they don't have to be taken, that's just my personal little interpretation, so take that if it works. But it looks like maybe you're coming from that, and like it looks like really you're embracing not that. You're not embracing like the healing process as much as here you're embracing like the things you really want, which is beauty and love. And that's, I mean,
to me, it's like, what else is there? I mean, there's adventure, there's all these other things. But even the ninth house, there can be an adventure in finding that beauty, like, or a beauty in adventure. So honestly, these cards kind of feel like they kind of go together. Like maybe there's two sets here. Because seventh house is all about love and ninth house is all about seeking and like exploring. So wow, this is a really nice batch of cards. Okay, so let's talk about the octopus because this is kind of like a central figure then. In this particular deck, the octopus talks about, it's a very intelligent animal, one of the smartest animals, very capable of connection and capable of changing itself color-wise and shape-wise to blend in, to be safe. There's like a really cool documentary, maybe on Netflix or something, called like My Teacher the Octopus or something like that. And it's just really sweet. It'll probably make you tear up a little bit because this guy just develops this relationship with this octopus. But anyway, just like to discover like the range of abilities that this creature has is quite astounding. So maybe that's something fun to look into, to see what watery information, flexible information there is out there. Also, this card though in the deck talks about maybe struggling with boundaries. A lot of times when we're very flexible, we can make ourselves into what other people want, and so maybe we don't take a lot of time to decide the shape that we want to be in. So maybe that's just a general note. I'm not here to give advice in that realm or anything, but if that's something that you're dealing with, know that that's a good place to look into, you know, to not be in those codependent relationships or relationships where boundaries are consistently crossed and putting you into a place of disempowerment. Because real love doesn't require you to sacrifice your individuality. Real love encourages you to be you and to connect in a space that's safe and comfortable for both parties, and looking for that space, seeking that beautiful balance is an art, and sometimes there's fear around asking for that because, you know, if somebody else doesn't want to do that work with you, it can feel like rejection, or it can be you can be rejected. But I mean, what a bold way to live your life if you can go there. So anyway, I love this. It's a very peaceful yet inquisitive and just lovely space here. Pile 5 that I'm seeing. So let's move on and talk about your chakras. If this pile resonates with you, then claim it and claim whatever messages you like from this reading. So I'm going to use the Rider-Waite Smith Tarot as my tarot for today. It's kind of the classic. So we're going to be taking a look at, wow, this wind is blowing you around. The chakras, which are a system that originated in India, ancient India, to describe different energy centers in the body, and different parts of Hinduism or Indian culture see a different amount of chakras, and it's not like this is a hard and fast way to interpret the centers of the body, but it's kind of caught on even in the Western world at this point, and so I think it's pretty interesting to an interesting way to look at a lot of the different energies that we encounter in our life. Okay, so 2 came out right away for the first chakra. Oh my goodness, you guys are getting doubles. Okay. You got a lot of doubles already. There's a lot of pairing going on in your pile. So maybe you're dealing with a lot of polarities, like trying to balance 2 different sides of yourself, or maybe you're dealing with a lot of like relationship stuff. Did it happen again? No, okay. I was like, this is getting wild. Like, it's fine. It can be as wild as it wants. You guys can just go ahead. Shake my world up here, okay? I love it. I'm here for it. So, let's see, what else do we need to know? This one like was flying up and then almost went back in again, so that's kind of interesting. It like showed up and then tucked back in, so highly mobile. Okay, so chakras themselves, here's another double, wow. Chakras themselves are, we see them as wheels. The word chakra means wheel. So when they're active and they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, they're spinning like gently, and I don't know if gently is the right word. They're spinning without without a hitch, kind of, right? They're not like stuck. They're moving, and as they move, like starting. A lot of times people think of it as like there's like energy down in the base of your spine where the root chakra is, and then it like sort of like moves up through your other systems. So we'll talk about it going from the root all the way to the crown. So this is like the base of your spine all the way through like the top of above your head. Okay. So let's go ahead and start with the root chakra. The root chakra talks about tradition, groundedness, community, and is represented by the color red and the earth. And so like the earth itself can also be like our connection to earth and to being grounded, connected in that way is also represented here. And in this spot right now, the energy that looks like you're tackling is the Knight of Swords and the Five of Cups. So we've got a little bit of water and a little bit of air, and looks like you're dealing with some disappointments and some mindset shifts with regards to your community and tradition. That there's some energy of coming into a new frame of mind. That maybe you're looking to establish here, but also currently maybe there's been some type of disruption in your community, or you're finding that some of the ways that you grew up with are not working for you so well anymore, and you're really feeling that disappointment a lot, possibly a sense of that despondency or despair feeling. And your back is turned right now, it looks like, on maybe some of the better aspects of this situation, because it's not all bad. No situation is without like a lesson. So if there's lessons happening right now, it looks like there's mindset shifts that you're very capable of that can help you to see things differently. But you might need some assistance. You might have helpers coming in or trying to come in. So whether or not you let those people help you is a good question. I would encourage that. It looks, frankly, overall like you guys are dealing with some intense energies. So let's keep moving here. I want to see what else is going on, and we can talk about the whole as we get there. In your center of creativity, the sacral chakra, represented by orange, and it's a watery chakra. It's in your like lower belly. We've got the Hierophant and the Devil, which to me, these both speak of a bit of rigidity in what should be more of a fluid space. The Devil talks about desire, and this can be talking, the sacral chakra talks about creativity, sexuality, all that stuff. It's like the center for new life, for that sort of juicy energy that we bring into the world, of our own creativity. And it looks like maybe it's being hampered by some tradition stuff again. So I'm feeling like this area here is a hard area for you guys right now. This area of community and also creativity is being impacted by by maybe even some types of patterned behavior that aren't working out so well for you, possibly. Things that make you feel like you're a little bit trapped to them, like you're not really in control. Or that you're following a desire to a degree that doesn't actually feel liberated. So I'm just wondering about how you might sort of calm down that system a little bit. Maybe we'll pull a card just to see what might help us out in that regard, because that feels tough right now. And so I'm feeling you, and I'm sorry. I feel like that's, once again, you might need some of this assistance. Maybe your community, you can reach out and find spots in your community that can hold you up. You might need some structure, outside structure apart from yourself in order to balance this as well. Maybe that's a little bit what the Hierophant is asking for, is that sort of spiritual structure. You know, maybe a group that can help you be accountable. If you're feeling like out of control in a certain area of your life, there's lots of groups that are helpful. And you know, sometimes asking for help is the real trouble, and I'm seeing maybe that's coming up as maybe part of the problem. So we'll get there. But let's talk about the solar plexus chakra, the yellow. So this is all about being you in the world, sort of like your ego in like a more positive sense, as far as like, this is who you specifically are. Like when you're shining in the world, this is who you are, okay? And you are the King of Wands the King of Wands showing up in this chakra right now just tells me that you have a real passion and a zest for life, and that your true self is shining through. Like if you're feeling these struggles, like please don't let that like dampen the fact that you are still a brilliant light in this world. Your passion, your creativity are still definitely like things other people witness about you and appreciate about you, even if you're maybe feeling a little troubled by that right now. And you really have such a beautiful energy here. So just hold on to that and let that be a guiding light for you, okay? Because you are such a big personality, okay? Like you have a large presence and you do impact those around you. And maybe that's something that right now doesn't even feel like a positive thing for you. Maybe you're struggling with the impact that you're having on others around you. But believe me, whatever's going on that's making you feel unbalanced in those ways, it's not permanent. It's not your identity, okay? And if you're feeling the need to identify with aspects of it in order to help tame some of these things, like, okay, go ahead and do that, but don't let that take away from, like, let that still be part of your power, because all of us have aspects of ourselves that are challenging and that we would care not to, you know, be, if you're sort of an influencer type, which it looks like you definitely could be, maybe you're afraid that you are having an unwanted influence on others even at this moment. And I think, you know, like I said, don't take that as your permanent state, okay? Like we all go through hard times, and in the culture that we're in right now with like the cancel culture stuff, I know it makes it seem like if you do one wrong thing or if you screw something up, people are going to reject you forever and put you on the like no contact list or something. And you know, I can't stop people from doing what they're going to do. I think that's a tricky subject, but we're all human. We all make mistakes. Just because those mistakes are public, and you know, it's hard to be you sometimes because of all the things that you're going through, in a maybe more of a visible way than some other people. Like, that makes you no less lovable. It just makes it your journey that much more of an education for other people. So just embrace that aspect of yourself as much as you can, okay? And I'm sending you love, because that's, yeah. You're naturally garner love and respect from people, okay? So respect yourself and appreciate yourself too. All right, moving into the heart chakra, this green energy, green or pink is like a lot of times what they associate with the heart. We have the connection between these more personal chakras, these lower, more like you, individual you kind of chakras, and these more etheric, like everybody kind of connecting type of energies up here in the upper chakras. They all kind of meld together in the heart chakra, which is the chakra of love, connection, community in a, you know, a beautiful, like, connective way. And for you, you have the 10 of Pentacles here, which is just a card that speaks of legacy. It speaks of being able to build a life of joy in a really tangible way. And I think that, you know, the cards that we were looking at for you as well, Seeking Beauty and Love Matters, like resonate so strongly for me along with this card. And I think that, you know, this is a really joyful part of what's working for you right now, is your ability to love and your ability to look for the more beautiful aspects of life and to appreciate those things and to build those things in the world. That's what I'm seeing, this capability, okay? I'm seeing that, like, you are a builder of, you know, a family in whatever sense. Be that like community, be that like blood or adopted or whatever, you know, chosen family, like soul family even, right? Like those that you feel connected to on a deep level that jive with your intentions for what your life is all about. So I love that this is in the middle for you, that this is balancing out all of your energies. This is a really great spot. Maybe doing heart meditations is a really great spot to accept the love that you need to help with any struggles that you might be having right now. I don't think that you need a lot of healing in your heart area so much as you're just like, that's a really great spot for you to appreciate and accept love. Okay. So just hold on to that and nourish that and appreciate that about yourself. It's just really lovely. Okay, the throat chakra, this blue one here, is in your, the heart chakra is more like in your heart space, literally. The solar plexus is like in the center of your abdomen. This is a little bit higher. This is like in your throat area. And not like physically located within these spots in your body, but like sort of even in your aura, I guess, or like perhaps like in front or behind of your actual physical body. That you can envision that these things exist in an energy sense. So yeah, let's just take a look. Throat chakra, communication, self-expression, self-esteem is what we're talking about in this chakra. And it looks like you are walking away from things that aren't working for you, that you've tried a lot to maybe actually express yourself in ways maybe that weren't great, or maybe, I don't know, maybe even with people that weren't listening to you, with some of this disappointment I'm seeing here in your community. And maybe you're walking away to a place where you can be better heard. And this death card being here tells me this is an area of huge reset. The walking away and the death, it just says that like you're looking for a fresh start. You want to be heard. You want to be able to communicate. You want to be able to ask for help when you need it, to get those needs met. You want people who see you for who you are, and you want to feel that self-respect that comes from being able to follow through on things that you want for yourself. Okay, so if your self-esteem is suffering, it might be because maybe you don't feel completely in control right now of all aspects of your life. And there is hope, okay? I really see you as being the kind of person who has passions. The King of Wands has their passions in the appropriate place in their life, because they're able to use them and rule with them, right? Like they're not getting swept away by them anymore. They've mastered them. So you have an aspect of that in yourself, and you can really lean on that. So just trust yourself, trust the process, trust that you're seeking for what is beautiful, and that you're on this journey, and that the sun will rise again, okay? The sun will rise. And the things you've thought that you've lost were meant to, you know, sometimes you got to take out the trash. You've got to clean the house. You've got to give away the clothes, the books, the, you know, whatever isn't working for you anymore, whatever you're not using, like letting things go. It can be an emotional process. And this is all about that emotional journey, okay? It can be an emotional process, and it's so cleansing. It's so freeing. And it comes with grief. So look to those who can help you. Again, if you're able to ask for it, that might be part of this growth too, is, like I said, to be able to ask for the help that you need. Okay. Let's go on to the third eye chakra, represented by like a deep blue or a purple. This is the chakra that talks about vision, insights, and imagination, and it lives sort of between your eyebrow area. And with the Seven of Wands being here, I'm seeing that I think you're fighting for your vision right now in a victorious way. Like the people that you're battling aren't even in this card right now. So I feel like it also might be a bit of a training montage here, right? Like it almost looks like this guy is like doing some practice fights against like an invisible army. So maybe strengthening this third eye is a really important thing for you right now, and this is an area that's really trying to get moving, okay? So this might be a good place if you're going to meditating is so awesome. Like I really just can't tell you how much, like getting into a headspace where you're able to do that, or getting some energy work done. Like I know like Reiki or other types of energy work like that can help calm down the systems of your body enough that you're able to connect with this insight part of yourself. So finding really any ways to calm down maybe these other aspects of your system. It seems like maybe your sense of safety is more, your fight or flight is probably really activated right now, and you're trying to calm that down maybe in unhealthy ways. I'm seeing some like addiction stuff over here. So I'm thinking if you're able to calm that down and, you know, like using whatever your addiction behavior is to get to this state of a clear third eye isn't like ultimately the way to go, I don't think. I mean, like you do what you got to do to survive, right? Like we want you here in this realm, so stay here, and we'll get there together. But I think like finding that clear headspace will really, really help you. And this training montage that I'm seeing is really just a way to just like have these little tests as you're going through your day of, can you stay connected to your body and pay attention to what's going on, and let your vision help you find really natural ways, like help you build your toolbox essentially for how to cope with all this stuff. Because I think you should have a very rich toolbox. Like that will help you out so much. If you don't feel like you have one right now, that's what you're trying to build. And I think you have to help build yourself. A lot of that, like you can get help from others, but I really see you being a person who is going to come up with their own creative solutions for that too. So go ahead and look and see like maybe like what techniques work to calm your system down. Like is your body in fight or flight? Okay, like how do you get out of that state? And then this mental work can start happening where you can imagine your life being better and imagine the path forward. Okay, because that path forward is going to be so beautiful and so rich, and I'm very excited for you. Okay, on to the crown chakra, which can be represented by like a light violet color or a white light, right? It's kind of like above the top of your head, right? It's not even like part of your body anymore, and it represents the absence of division, so unity. It represents spirit, love, unconditional love, connectedness, pure connectedness. When we are no longer even ourselves, right? We have this love. We're part of all that is. And that's there unconditionally. Okay? And what I'm seeing here is that maybe factually, factually, that unconditional love is out there. And maybe you've experienced some of the fruits of that. Maybe some of the difficulties with your community even is that you kind of know certain ways that work to establish like very concrete ways of having love in your life, right? You seem like you've got some of the best ways that you know how to express love are in those structures, those physical realms. And I wonder if you know the purity and the intensity and the cleanliness. I don't know, like cleanliness, like how unconditional this love actually is. How overwhelming for all. There's no factors that can keep you from this. Okay, this is your birthright. Just by existing, you are a part of this, okay? So don't let anything keep you from that. There's like a Bible verse I'm thinking of, and it's just like something about neither height nor breadth, nor angels nor demons, nor anything can keep you from the love of God, okay? So if you can know that on an even, not even a physical way, but even like to the depths of your being, I think that can wash over and help you with a lot of these other factors, which it just looks like there's some grieving and some desire for change, and some stuckness going on in certain aspects, and there's some real strengths and some real desires for the best things in life and some real capability of getting there. But it looks like you're in the middle of your journey right now, and I want you to have all the support that you can possibly have. So I'm here cheering for you, and I know that, you know, Spirit loves you, God loves you. It's so unconditional, and yeah, just know that in every aspect of your being, okay? This has no power, neither angels nor demons nor anything, okay? None of it has power over you. Because love conquers all. Love conquers all. And look, we have love matters here, right? Love matters. Love matters. Seek that beauty. It's here for you. Okay. All right. There's just a couple of cards that I wanted to look at. Did I tell you I was going to find you a little card for this guy? Just like an extra card. Yeah, let's just pull. I have this other fun, silly deck, this Kawai tarot. So I was going to pull you one card for that guy because that seemed like a specific spot where I'm not sure. Okay, the Six of Swords. Yeah. So, yeah, before we move on too far, the Six of Swords talks about leaving, going on a journey. And a journey that someone can help you go on. So maybe going away for a little bit, taking a retreat, or, I mean, it could be rehab. I don't know. You know, it's like it looks like you guys need a break and you need a change of scenery, and you're hurting a little bit in this very safe, like this safety zone of your lower chakras is having the most like disruption right now. So finding a safer place for you might physically be a safer place somewhere else. So just to know that. And this whole reading, you really just need to take as it resonates. I hope that I'm speaking gently and saying things that make sense. But yeah. Also, the world is on the bottom, but I really think that you guys have the whole world available to you, and that it will open up as soon as you are feeling a little bit more stable, and that you are capable of feeling more stable, that you are capable of getting there, and the world is there for you at your fingertips, okay? Once you make that bold move, in whatever sense, maybe it's not even a physical sense. Maybe you're moving away from old mindsets. This is talking about mindsets as well. Doing a big mindset shift and traveling away from the past. Okay. All right, let's look at our extra little love cards from Abraham Hicks over here. So, only I know what is appropriate for me. Wow, this is another card 47 in the exploration. It matches that card. When you remember that everyone who asks is given, then how wonderful and appropriate it is for you to make the choices for you. For the universe operates much more efficiently without a middleman interceding on your behalf. You always know in the moment what is best for you. So this is a really empowering card. I'm hoping I didn't disempower you at all with saying maybe you need some help, but like really trusting that ultimately you do have a sense of what you need and how to get it. What if Source were standing in my physical shoes? And here's the sunrise that I remember from the death card, okay? This was the middle of the night here, and then the sun was rising. So I'm seeing this, the sun is really rising for you guys. It is not your job to make something happen. Your work is to simply determine what you want. If we were standing in your physical shoes, our attention would be upon bringing ourselves into alignment with the desires and preferences that we have launched. We would consciously feel our way into alignment. So where do you want to be? It looks like you're fighting to know that right now. You're training to know that right now. You're figuring out, you're still working out some of the details. You're hashing through it, okay? So you will know what is appropriate for you and what you want. And you're a seeker of love and beauty. And you are an intelligent, creative, flexible creature, okay? And I'm sending you so much love. Be well, be happy. Like this video if it was helpful, or comment if you want some support from this community here that we're building. It's a new community. It's just a baby channel still, so maybe there's not a lot yet, but we'll get there, okay? So whenever you're watching this video, I hope it resonated in a positive way, and take the good and leave the rest, and love you guys. We'll see you soon. Bye.